have not been good. And here's a team, you get by the first 3 hitters basically, and you've done your job. Not that the other guys can't come through with base hits, but Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols, you got to bury them. And good luck. But again, he's got to pitch more than 5 innings, more than 5 1/3 innings. He's got into that 6th inning or 7th inning to help this ball club.
Let's talk about the keys, Jim, before the Angels take the field, since we have the luxury of the time. The keys for the Tigers against Santiago. This is a very puzzling pitcher, I think, for the Angels. Any given night, the stuff can be really good. And a year ago, he shut down the Tigers.
Well, he did. But you look at his last 2, he's been horrible. So he's got to come out on the mound tonight with not a lot of confidence. His last 2, he's lasted 5 innings, 8 hits, and 9 earned runs.
Total.
Both games. So you got to believe he worked on his side several times to try to, clear that up. But it's all about mechanics with him, and I'll watch that very closely tonight. He gets the habit of spinning off the ball, and then the ball goes everywhere.
Game time weather brought to you by the Michigan Corn Farmers at the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan. Clear skies. It's like this every time we're out here. No matter the month, no matter the time of year. Clear skies. And tonight on the cool side, but really very pleasant. 65 degrees as we get this game underway. First inning today brought to you by U.S. Park on Middlebelt Road. You booked your flight. Now reserve your spot and save at us-park.com. Tigers come in with a record of 24-26, 50 games into this season. The Angels are 23-28, 11-16 here at home. The Tigers now get ready to face the 28-year-old native Santiago on the mound for the Angels tonight.
He's 3-3 at 4.58 ERA. Now he's allowed 1 earned run in 12 2/3 innings pitched against the Tigers here at Angel Stadium. So they got their work cut out for him here. He should have confidence in that. He also is second to major with pickoffs. He's picked off 3. Now against the Tigers, lifetime 14 career games, 7 starts, 1-4, 2.44 ERA. Overall, 55 innings, 50 hits. Now that does stands out. Always stands out to me. Less hits in innings pitched. 28 earned runs, 11 home runs, 21 walks, 43 strikeouts. It's all about, it's the 4-seamer and the changeup. They're his 2 big pitches. He'll throw a cutter once in a while, a slider, and a curveball, but it's all about the 4-seam. And talking with Mark Langford, one of the heck of a pitchers in his days with the Angels, said there are times he would go 94, 95. He said the last time it was like 89 to 91. You just don't know because of the mechanics. So again, fastball, changeup, they're his 2 big pitches.
28-year-old native of Newark, New Jersey, getting ready to face Ian Kinsler, J.D. Martinez, Miguel Cabrera, and Tigers with just 1 run in the game last night. And run scoring in this ballpark is what it's all about right now for this team that has scored here in the past but has not with any regularity since 2009.
They're due.
Kinsler digs in, hitting .313. First pitch of the game is a fastball at 94 for a called strike. So and we are underway here at Angel Stadium.
First harder than the last 2 games he's pitched, Dan.
First pitch brought to you by Sunoco. Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, and win. 93-mile-an-hour fastball is fouled out of play by Ian. 1 for 4 in the game last night. Tigers not only don't score runs here, they just don't get many hits in this ballpark. They've been held to 5 hits or fewer in 6 of their last 7 games here.
That's not right.
There just aren't any positive numbers to pull from. Ian takes a pitch up and away that sails right past the glove of the catcher Perez back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 10 home runs, 24 RBIs for Ian. Midway in that right-handed batter's box. Upright stance, having a terrific, consistent season. He swings and fouls this one to the top of the screen. Another 94-mile-an-hour fastball. His average fastball this year is up, Jim, a mile and a half an hour from last year.
But the last 2 games has been down, and obviously with the numbers I read, they were all over him. 88 to 91.
6-foot lefty delivers. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball running away, and it's been consistently at 94 miles an hour for Hector Santiago.
So he put a little extra in that drive towards the plate. I mentioned coming in that I watch his mechanics because that is the key for him. He gets out of whack pretty easily, and then he doesn't stride right at the plate. He'll move that lead arm towards third base, and that's not good.
Third year with the Angels. Started with the White Sox. Was traded to the Angels. 32 starts last year. His ERA is always in that 350, 370 range with the White Sox's last year. First 2 years with the Angels, you could argue that they deserve to be, based on the base runners and the walks, higher than that. This year, as Martinez takes a strike, I think you could make the argument, Jim, his ERA should be better than the 4.58 because he has made some, it seems like, important improvements in his game this year. There's a pitch inside, specifically more strike throwing, a lower walk rate, more swings and misses. All real positives for Hector Santiago, and a livelier fastball.
The swings and misses stand out.
There's a swing to line drive softly to shortstop off the end of the bat, right to Pennington for the second out here in the first. And also, Jim, a marked increase in the number of ground balls. So you put it all together, his ERA's gone up. But I think you can make a strong argument. I can't figure out those last two starts. Two innings in a third and 2 2/3. But there are really some positive signs for this lefty at 28 for him to be a whole lot better than the 3-3 mark with a 4.58.
Well, it's all about mechanics and then that release point.
There's a line drive foul, boy. There's a good swing for Miguel, and it's been a tough road trip. Not much hard contact. Comes in hitting 305.
Means he's overdue.
1 for 13 on the road trip. Sometimes you're 1 for 13 and you're hitting the ball hard and getting no results. This is a 1 for 13 where, well, he's hit about one ball hard so far.
Yeah, so far.
On the road trip. There's a swing and a foul to the screen. That's 95 with the fastball.
Well, you can tell the pitcher's feeling it tonight. You know, starting off, like you said, with those mid-90s heaters when he hadn't had those the last two starts, which were very short.
Boy, if he's got that back right away, you would think that builds into his confidence.
Sure.
Both of these pitchers tonight, as he delivers 95 in, has Miguel jumping back out of the way and falling across home plate. They matched each other almost pitch for pitch. Santiago is just a little bit better on May the 29th a year ago in this ballpark. Tigers beat him up in Detroit, but I would think he takes him out with a lot of confidence against the Tigers. He's had a lot of success against them in his career. There's a changeup, swinging a soft tap foul at home plate.
Well, remember, last night the players couldn't see for the first couple of innings. Altogether different tonight, the later start, of course.
1 hour later start, so sun goes down early here in California.
Sure is.
Sunset is earlier than back home. It's approaching 9 o'clock already back in Michigan. So we head toward the longest day of the year. 1-2, high fly ball, deep left center field, way back and gone.
My goodness.
Miguel Cabrera launches to left center, number 12, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead in the first.
That had to be, I'm going to say, 30 feet over that left center field fence. I mean, I might be short with that also. I don't know how far that is, but that's a long way. The minute he hit it, everybody knew it was a home run, a Fego home run. The party popped for over 100 years. One too many four-seamers in the hitting zone, and Miguel made him pay. That's his second lifetime home run off of this lefty. Boy, he got the barrel of the bat on it and put the severe big man buggy whip on it.
Just to the left of the 396 marker in straightaway center, there's a gigantic rock pile. It's kind of the distinctive feature in this ballpark. I like it. A lot of people criticize it. I like it. It's a waterfall.
I think that's Disney that put
that's
in
Disney.
When they owned the club. Yeah,
he hit it halfway up into the left side of the rock pile.
That ball is hurting right now.
Goodness. Victor Martinez batting righty against the lefty takes a strike. And Jim, that's how you can ignite an offense. A home run that long. And that's the one area where Santiago has not improved. He still gives up a lot of home runs. There's a pitch in the dirt, even with the increase in ground balls. And it's a big jump in the number of ground balls that he's getting this year. He's still giving up home runs by the bushel. 12 now in 56 innings. There's a pitch that bounces up to home plate.
I think he was just he had mowed down the first two hitters. I think he was feeling
good.
a little good about himself. And until the big man hit it. That took a little air out of him.
Well, you just felt he was due to hit a ball hard somewhere.
Oh, he did, too.
And that's about as hard and as far as you can hit a ball.
Boy.
There's a pitch outside to Victor, and it's now 3-1. He started to heat up from the right side. He really had good numbers from the right side last year. They got buried under the poor numbers from the left side. He just couldn't drive off the back left leg last year. But you knew the bat speed was good because the power numbers were fine as a right-handed batter. He takes a slider for a strike on the inside corner. He thought it was ball 4, but Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, goes up with the right hand.
Yeah, well, the pitcher got one there, so make him pay. Martinez.
The ex-Tiger Jeffrey Marte at third tonight. Pennington at short. Gregorio Petit, who was terrific at third last night, is at second.
He was sensational.
And Pujols is at first. 1-0 Tigers, 3 batters in. The 3-2 is swinging a ground ball to Marte. Deep along the line, backhands it. Has plenty of time. Plants, throws. and he gets victory by a full step.
That's a good play.
That's a good arm by Marte. Not an easy play at all. Recovered after it fell to the ground. Throws out Victor Martinez. Tigers take the lead on the long home run from Miguel Cabrera. We're at the bottom of the first inning in Anaheim. 1-0 Tigers. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Today's game brought to you in part by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors, the official real estate team of the Detroit Tigers. 1-0 Tigers. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Angels now get ready to face the 32-year-old native of Maracay in Venezuela, Anibal Sanchez.
Was his 11th start of the year. Last time out, he took the loss against Philadelphia. They had 6 runs, 3 earned through 6 innings of play.
Calhoun breaks his bat, but he lines a single into center on the first pitch that he sees from Anibal Sanchez.
Here are the numbers overall. 3-6, a 6.04 ERA. More hits than innings pitched. 59 hits and 53 2/3. 36 earned runs, 27 walks, 48 strikeouts. 3 starts here at the Angel Stadium, but 0-3 with a 3.05 ERA. But looking for him, the shutdowns on offense. Just bury an offense and get that velocity in the movement and the command. Have it all one night. Have it all gone. Lefties 258 with 4 home runs. Righties 289 with 7 home runs.
Yeah, there just aren't a whole lot of good numbers to pick from, except you just have to talk about it because it is important for Sanchez. And this is the one pitcher you would think, Jim, who can be a lot better.
Absolutely.
To help this rotation.
He's got the arsenal.
It's critical for him to be better. There's a pitch inside to Trout. We've seen flashes of it. I would say it's probably 6 starts now. 33 hits in 36 innings with 31 strikeouts. But he's still walking a lot of batters, and Jimmy just can't seem to get that big out when he needs it.
No, he can't. He should be able to stop those rallies.
Right.
Or I should say potential rallies.
2-out hits have plagued him in many a start as Trout takes a pitch inside.
Trout, by the way, 2 for 10 lifetime with a home run off of Annabelle. But this is important. You've got to get do the job and go deeper into the game. It just has to happen.
Tigers have 2 starters right now who are not working deep into games. Sanchez and Pelfrey. There's a swing and a high foul out of play. That was a good fastball with some life down in the strike zone. Trout was 0 for 3 last night. Tigers have done really a very good job against Mike Trout. It makes you a little bit nervous.
Well, yeah,
because
he's a pretty special player.
He's so good, and yet, Jim, they have a specific plan of attack, it seems like.
Above the belt.
These last few years, and it has worked. There's a pitch a little bit low. Change-up misses now 3-1, but he's 10 for 53. That's a little below 200.
Right.
10 for 53 against Tigers pitching with 1 home run the last 3 years.
I remember at American Park when they first learned they could go above the belt with hard stuff and started to strike him out a lot more.
Never comfortable until he's in the dugout, and there is a high fastball that he fouls out of play. And it's now 3-2 on Mike Trout. The good thing with Sanchez, a nice chat with Anibal yesterday, Jim, he feels physically strong. I mean, he didn't, let's face it, the last couple of years. He feels strong. He feels healthy. And I think the mechanical changes. Calhoun takes off, pitch way inside. He missed badly with 3 pitches.
Yep. That was supposed to be a changeup.
Trout had to jump back out of the way. And it just sounds like, Jim, that, I mean, he's concentrating so hard on the changes they have made, lowering the arm slot. And as Rich Doobie said, he's got to commit to it now.
Right.
But the whole key is, can you maintain that thing that you talk about all the time, that repeatability of what is a change for him right now.
Right. Well, just watching what Justin did last night, repeatability. I mean, it absolutely stands out, and this is what he used to have. I mean, Sanchez was like that all the time. Repeatability at the right keyhole all the time, in different movements, different pitches, and it's there. The velocity may never be what it was before, but believe me, he can get it up a little bit.
There's plenty of stuff to get hitters out.
No question.
Consistently and have success. And now this becomes a big first inning for Anibal Sanchez with 2 on to start the first. There's a fastball for a strike to Albert Pujols. It's interesting how different hitters, pitchers use video. He said, I did not want to watch video of what I was doing wrong. Mm-hmm. He said, I want to watch video of what I should be doing right. And he's talking a lot, Jim, about lowering the arm and getting the extension on his release instead of the head tilt, causing him to fly open a little bit. There's a swing and a foul out of play, and he's been watching video of Jake Arrieta and Jose Fernandez.
Well, and listen,
two of the very best at that.
Until he learns that he doesn't have to think out there about, am I turning too much? Is my arm in the right?
Yes.
If you're thinking about that, it's not going to work. He's got to get to the point where it's automatic.
And you just don't get the sense that he's there yet.
Not at all.
2 on and nobody out. 1-0 Tigers, bottom of the first. There's a change-up low. The change-up's right now missing, and it's not tempting for hitters either. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's really been a fastball change-up pitcher.
The breaking ball,
last
like
couple
I said,
of starts
coming in, the breaking ball has been non-existent. I knew he threw one last time out, and they hit it out of the ballpark, if I remember right.
But this is where he could bury a right-handed batter with a slider, and
that's
it's right now not a weapon for him.
No, it's not.
And that's a problem. We'll look for it tonight and see if he's got it back or has the feel for it. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a foul out of play. That's a well-located fastball down and away. And Jim's fastball is good enough. Changeup is good, but he has to get, and you would think it's the slider, but a breaking ball back, since he didn't throw many curveballs, you would think it has to be the slider.
Well, you can't be a starter without some sort of breaking ball. I mean, it's just not going to work unless you're to 105 miles an hour, like the young kid does with the Yankees, right? But that's not the case here. He needs his secondary pitches.
The 1-2. Fastball low and inside. And hitters seem to know that, Jim. I mean, right now, you get the feeling Pujols at the plate knowing it's fastball changeup. He doesn't really have to worry about the slider.
That's right.
We saw a lot of breaking balls hang in his last start.
Yeah, the one went out of the ballpark. That's what I think I said before that. You have to shelf that pitch. And I think the next inning he threw it and it went out of the park.
The 2-2, and there is a breaking ball, but that bounced over in the left-handed batter's box. I think that was supposed to be a slider, but it sure didn't do much.
He was
bounce.
He was timid with it. He aimed it. And
well, big first inning jam.
He knows better than me how important it is not to change your motion, not to come out of that wrong keyhole, and don't aim the ball. You just have to throw your natural stuff. Let it work for you.
Two on and nobody out. 3-2 on Albert Pujols. 11 home runs, hitting .230. The 3-2 is swinging a ground ball to third. Castellanos has it down to Kinza. One relay to first. That's easy. 5-4-3. Double play. Boy, is that big. Sounds like he broke his bat. Over to third goes Calhoun.
Well, that's a good pitch. All-speed pitch and hit a rocket right to Nick. Then right around the horn. Pretty easy. You know what? I was thinking that when he tag third and get a triple play, go to second and first. With Pujols running.
The key is, would you have been able to get Trout at second?
Well, that's the key, but it would have been interesting. So I'm surprised we don't see more of that.
We saw it last year. That hard ground ball right at the bag.
Right.
I was thinking the same thing, Jim, when Pujols running.
Really? I mean, it goes through your mind.
If he had been one step closer to third, I think he might have tried it.
That's right. That's a donation to Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Zilber Buick GMC. Nice area, great folks.
That brings up C.J. Cron. He takes ball one. Now fastball 91, 92, but it looks like it's got a little life tonight. And he's locating it down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. This would be big for Anibal Sanchez if he could get out of this first inning. Hasn't been working with the lead a lot. Sometimes just that one early run, just the lead can change how a pitcher feels on the mound. The 1-1. Swinging in a foul.
That's a
out of play.
Good pitch. That's a defensive swing with only 1 strike on it. That's good. Not for the hitter, Brandon.
We were with you there.
I know, but
Cron 2 for 4 in the game last night. RBI single in the 5-run 8th inning.
That was some inning, boy.
Right-handed batter spreads out, and he's been slightly at the waist. Fly ball, deep left center field. This one's trouble by Upton and gone. Line drive, 2-run home run off the bat of C.J. Cron. Just his 4th of the year. 2-1 Angels in the first.
I heard his eyeballs click. That was supposed to be a breaking ball. It broke all right after it went over the left center field fence. That was an absolute rocket. Boy, after getting the double play and feeling pretty good. That was down in his happy zone.
Boy, just think with the way this inning was going with the fastball, Jim.
I agree.
He really hasn't thrown a good breaking ball.
Nope.
There's a swing and a miss. There's a good breaking ball.
One too late.
Marte at the plate. Jeffrey Marte throws his bat at the ball, misses, and throws the bat all the way back to the screen.
Marte was he's a pretty good player with the Tigers.
We were impressed with his defense at third base.
Up in Seattle, he played great defense and hit the ball hard.
Yes, it was.
I remember right.
Your mind really is something to behold sometimes.
I know. You know my mind. You hear rattling in there, and that kind of bothers me.
There's pop in this bat. There's a fastball, perfect pitch for a strike. And Sanchez has been in trouble. It's been the breaking ball, it seems like, that has.
That's why I said.
And changeups.
You got to shelf that pitch until he can throw it the right way.
The 0-2, swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field, the base hit. So on a 1-2, Crone hits the home run. On an 0-2, Marte with a sharp ground ball single into center.
You know, I'm not going to throw I don't like to throw anybody to the wolves, but I think what James has got to learn to do is go out there, especially when a pitcher is struggling like him, go out there a little bit more. I mean, you're ahead in the count. Now, I know this is after the fact, but you have a pitcher that his mind right now is not where it needs to be. And if you go out there and say, look, we're ahead of him, this is what we should do with this pitch. I'm going to sit way outside or whatever.
Right.
Just to remind him. You know, those things will come with time for James.
Single walk, double play, 2 outs, man on third, and then C.J. Crone, who's not having a good season, hits his 4th home run of the year, and it was a shot.
It said hit me.
To left center, 2-run home run. Now the 0-2 single by Marte. Ortega takes a strike. 2-1 Angels in the bottom of the first. Miguel Cabrera with a home run, his 12th of the year in the top half of the inning to give Anibal Sanchez the early lead. 2 starters who are struggling in the rotation right now can't send everybody to the bullpen.
Yeah, that's right.
They have to figure out a way to get this guy on track. Pelfrey had better starters last time out, but
yeah, a lot better.
I mean, if Daniel Norris keeps pitching well, and he's made 3 good starts in a row at Toledo, Jim, you would think they're not going to let it go too much longer before Daniel Norris is back up at the major league level.
The idea is to win. You don't care about hurting guys' feelings. At the time you start winning now.
There's a pitch in the dirt, and Matt Boyd's going to get a chance to make a second start in what amounts to be a 6-man rotation for at least a brief period on Thursday against the Yankees. If he pitches well, who knows, he might stay.
Well, Fulmer's earned his right to stay, and if you're right, if he pitches, he's going to earn his right to say. You got to put people out there that are winners that can do the job.
I mean, we're 10 starts into the season for both Sanchez and Pelfrey. They show flashes, but both have ERAs over 5.50.
Yeah, that's you can't live with that.
Sanchez flips over to first, and Anibal Sanchez, to me, because of we know his upside, is the key guy, because if he gets on track, it changes the look of this rotation completely.
Yeah, we know,
but it has to be soon.
Yeah, well, like you said, 10 starts in the season.
2-1, Marte takes off, soft ground ball to short. Charging is Iglesias, who is going over to cover second. He reverse course, fielded on the grass in front of the bag, and flips over to first to get Ortega. Good changeup, gets the soft ground ball, but 2-out, 2-run home run gives the Angels the lead after 1. It's 2-1 Angels on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Castellanos leads off for the Tigers. Upton and Maben to follow. First pitch up and away to Nick. Ball 1. Every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher. University of Toledo students a little closer to turning their dreams into jobs. $100 deposited into UT's Strikeouts for Scholarships account. Changeup. Nick waited, swung and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second inning brought to you by Bell Tire, where you always get the lowest tire price, period. Angels up 2-1 as we start the top of the second. Upton and Maben to follow Castellanos. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and it's 1-2.
That's got some life to it, that fastball, especially above the belt. Yeah, you can tell by his demeanor that he's feeling better than he did the last 2 starts.
There's a swing and a high slicing foul out of play, well down the right field line. Nick hitless in the game yesterday.
A rarity.
So for Nick, back-to-back hitless games I believe that's the first time this year.
No kidding.
First time this year. There's a swing and a foul. We've been tracking that.
That's pretty strong.
2 for 17 on the road trip. So his average has fallen to 320, and we mentioned that because impressively it has been above 320 every day since April the 28th. He got it to 320, and he got all the way to 370, but he's been basically 330 to 350 in that time. To give you an idea of the consistency of his at-bats all season long. Perez setting up inside. Fastball split the plate. I don't think Nick liked the call, but that sure looked like a good pitch.
It looked like the ball was right down the middle and high enough. All right, gang, the best offer of the year is coming up. Buy one ticket, get a second one free for certain games, including the game against the Yankees Thursday. And this Sunday's game against the White Sox. Visit Tigers.com/BOGO, BO-GO.
That brings up Justin Upton. First pitch changeup from Santiago. Just a little bit low, very close. Brian Knight behind the plate. Todd Titchener at first. Bill Miller at second. Tony Randazzo is tonight's third base umpire. There's a swing and a miss, back-to-back changeups.
I always thought you know what I'm going to say because I've been saying that since we've been working together. I love back-to-back changeups, back-to-back breaking balls, or if you don't, you get into a pattern. You know, hard stuff,
quite
soft
quickly.
Stuff. Yes, right.
Upton's hitting .215, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Fly ball left field, way back in left, and gone.
Wow.
Justin Upton with number 3. Solo shot ties the game at 2 here in the second.
Ball must be hopping. Anyway, that was a breaking ball up in the zone. And it sounded like he cracked his bat, didn't it? But it went out of here in a hurry over the 390 mark.
I like the crack of the bat. I didn't hear the break, and usually you can hear the break.
Yeah.
But I thought I thought he got it clean, and boy, that's got to be a good feeling for him.
Big a home run, the party popper over 100 years. Yes, sir. Boy, it's a big time hard swing, no question about it. Need to see more of that.
2 home runs in this game match the number of home runs the Tigers have hit in the last 7 games in this ballpark. There's a strike on the outside corner. Wow. Near the outside corner to Maben.
That was 3 straight off-speed pitches. Remember I said I like back-to-back. I didn't say I like 3 in a row, did I?
No, but you have said that in the past.
In the past, that's right. Depending whose changeup it was.
There's a fastball that has Maben raising his hands up out of the way. Cameron's hitting .435. Off to a terrific start. He's added a lot to this team in his time with the Tigers. There's a swing and a slicing foul down the right field line. That's going to get about 3 rows in.
Pretty good hitter's park from that standpoint. That foul territory disappears quickly.
Pretty good space behind home plate, and then the stands angled toward the line.
And Dan, I forgot to mention, because you know I'm into these things. I'll do it after this pitch. I know you're anxiously waiting.
The 1-2, curveball in the dirt.
The dugouts are like Fenway Park. They're even with the bags, first base and third base.
You think they're as far away?
Not as far, but very similar. So I just thought I'd mention that.
The 2-2, swinging a shot, goes off of Santiago, trickles toward the third base line, and Cameron will make it to first. That was a bullet right off the body of Santiago. Trainer's going to come out and check on him. It looks like he's fine. But that ball was so hard hit, it went all the way toward the third base line. Santiago tried to field it.
I can't tell if he got the glove on it a little bit or hit it right into the jersey or not, but he acted like it was no big deal. That ball was scalded. I don't think it hit his glove, didn't it?
I thought he got the glove up late.
Yeah.
Because he was indicating it hit him just above the belt on the left side of his stomach.
Hey, the good swings. Love to see that. One good swing in the first inning, and now in this inning, a couple good swings.
He's going to take a couple of tosses. They want to make sure frustrations the Angels have been dealing with when he shuts down in Seattle what is turning out to be a pretty powerful Seattle offense.
Right.
No runs and 2 hits in 8 innings. The other 4 starts he's made this month have lasted 5, 4, 2, and 2 innings. I mean, that's enough to drive a manager just crazy. He can be dominant, but wildly inconsistent start to start with at times really good stuff.
Yeah, that'll drive the pitching coach bananas.
And maybe one of the hallmarks of his career is he's not learned how to work deep into games really at any point in his career. There's the pitch a little bit low, so it's for flashes, but it's not that consistent 6 innings plus that you really want out of any starter, but especially with an arm this good.
Well, it's about pitching ability because the arm is good.
High pitch counts drive him out of a lot of games. He needs a lot of pitches to get through a typical inning. 2-0. Maben takes off, swinging a foul out of play.
If he wouldn't have swung, he kept going to third. He had that base. He had that base all his own. Man, got to get James going here also.
Bottom part of the order. I mean, Maben's done a nice job, obviously, in the 7th spot, but you got some dead spots. 6, 8, and 9 right now. Upton, McCann, and Iglesias. Good to see the home run, obviously, from Upton.
But we got to see more good swings.
We'll flip over to first to drive Maben back. What I love about Maben, Jim, he clearly studies opposing pitchers, and he's running on lefties and righties.
Yes, he is.
So even a lefty like this lefty who stops the running game.
And the catcher's very good behind the plate and throwing.
If he feels like he's got the read, he'll go. And like you said, he had a good jump.
Yes, he did.
Before that 2-0 pitch.
It's called you do a little extra work. You know, with your base running coach, also the video. Not that hard to help yourself to get better and to help the ball club.
And he clearly does all of those things.
He does.
McCann waiting. There goes Maben again. Pitch is high. Throw down to second base is high. And the tag almost applied by Petit, who almost made another sensational play. He leaped for the throw. On his way down, he swiped at Maben, and Maben just got in and close enough that Petit is looking over to the dugout like, you might want to take a look at that.
Not a good throw from a very good throwing catcher. He thought maybe got him in the leg before he touched the bag. Now, we can't see in the replay because the umpire was in our way. So we'll see if they challenge.
I think he might have.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Now, that view, if I'm the replay official in New York, I don't think I can overturn that because the glove comes down in between the feet, and you really can't tell unless we get one more angle.
Well, there's got to be another angle. They always have these cameras places we don't know about.
So this is what we see with the Tigers, Jim. If it's the other way and the Tigers are challenging and we say it's really close, like the other day at first base, ball looked like it was still an inch or two from the back of the pocket, foot was on the bag. They did not overturn it because it was apparently too close.
Right.
And, well, there was a replay on the scoreboard. I missed that one, Jimmy, but
I did too, yeah. Let's take a, here's another one right here. Oh, I tell you.
Can you tell if he tagged the foot?
It's hard to tell, it really is. I think he had time to tag the foot, whether or not he did before he got the arm in.
Now, actually, we just saw one more on our monitor. He got him. So we'll see how this call goes.
The infielder made a bad throw into a good throw. We see that time and time again with shortstops and second basemen, how they help their catchers.
Man, Petit made a play.
He made a bunch of plays last night. I mean, he's good.
A lot of guys are just content to grab that throw, Jim, and make sure that it doesn't go into center field. He grabbed it and immediately swiped at Maben.
That's right.
I think he got him. We'll see. I hope it goes the Tigers' way, but there is contact with the glove and the left foot before the hand is on the bag, and he is out, and that is the correct call, and that is, I would say, the fourth really good to outstanding play by Gregorio Petit tonight.
No question about it, and a bad throw from a good throwing catcher, and the second baseman made it into a good play. Now that's where, a bad throw really worked out.
Now the 3-1 to McCann. He swings and fouls it out of play. 3-2. 2-2 tie. We're in the second inning.
I'd like to see James get that barrel of the bat out in front a little bit to let it get it even with him in the batter's box.
Pitch Speeds today brought to you by X1 from Xfinity. It's going to change the way you experience sports. Today's game brought to you in part by McDonald's, which brews the official coffee of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 3-2, swing and a miss, fastball up and away.
Yep. Right, swung right through it.
McCann strikes out. Third strikeout for Santiago ends the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning in a 2-2 game. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. 2-2 tie. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Dan Dickerson, Jim Price, glad to have you along on this Tuesday night from the Big A in Anaheim.
Beautiful year. Tony
Noto and Tim Jetski are engineers for Game 2 of this 3-game series. First pitch, fastball to Pennington. Cliff Pennington, the number 7 spot switch hitter at shortstop tonight.
Well, he's looked good in that game last night, too.
So swinging a foul out of play. Yunel Escobar has been the regular third baseman. He's missed the first 2 of this series. Took a ground ball in his wrist the other day. Took a bad hop, hit him in the wrist, so he's been out. But Escobar is the everyday third baseman, and then Petit's been filling in at shortstop with Pennington. They're giving Giovitello the night off tonight. There's a pitch out of the strike zone 1 and 2.
They just don't have the players, the solid players they used to have here. There was always tough, good players.
Here's a shot off of Sanchez. Trickles toward Castellanos. He'll pick up throw, but not in time to get Pennington. Solid ground ball. Iglesias was shaded up the middle. He might have gotten to that ball. I think he would have, actually. But Sanchez tried to make the play and ricocheted off him.
Well, we told you about the White Sox Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Sunday, on-field salute to 1984 World Series champion Chet Lemon. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
Comerica customers get VIP benefits at Tigers home games this year. To find out more, go to Comerica.com/yourpark. Carlos Perez at the plate. Right-handed hitting catcher takes a breaking ball off the plate inside. That certainly seems to be the next step that we're keeping an eye on. Some kind of a breaking ball, curveball or slider. But, Jim, the slider missing is the breaking ball he's thrown tonight basically been curveballs.
Yeah, and lazy. And then when they hit them,
ones that bounced, ones that hung. And it has not really been a weapon for him.
You've got to have some sort of breaking ball as a starter. I mean, it's unless you throw 100 miles an hour every pitch. But that's not going to happen. But you have to be able to take part of the plate away from the hitter. And you do that to right-handed hitters with the breaking balls away. You get them leaning a little bit, maybe moving closer to the plate. Then your action inside is better.
Yeah, it can set everything up, or your other pitchers can, one way or another, like you say, it opens up one side of the plate.
Absolutely.
That's the whole idea. Flip over to first to drive Pennington back. It's very close.
There's very few hitters that can handle both sides of the plate. You know, it just doesn't happen. I did. There's no problem. Oh, that was in high school. Oh, okay.
It's a short list, right?
It is a very short list.
There's a slider that it's early break, isn't it, Jim? I mean, hitters are reading it. It's like he doesn't really want to throw it close to the strike zone.
No, that's right. He's timid with it.
Pennington used to be a base stealing threat, no longer. But Sanchez has been easy to run on, off and on the last few years. Fly ball, right center field, fairly deep on the run. JD tracking it. He'll make the catch, running under the warning track in right center field. Perez gave it a ride, but it's the first out here in the second.
JD is good at tracking down those balls. To his right, to his left, he's very good. Long strides.
That brings up Gregorio Petit.
Remember that name.
Jim, it's amazing to me. We've seen him a little. I don't think we've seen him much really through the years. The guy whose glove is this good. Now, we've only seen him yesterday and today, but still, clearly he has a good glove. They've been raving about his play at short. At age 31, has never really gotten a chance to stick at the major league level, even as an everyday kind of utility guy. In other words, he stays with the team for a whole year. He's never been able to do that. I know he's not much of a hitter, but still, this glove screams a utility player who could help some teams. Petit takes a strike.
He made some great plays at third base last night, charging the ball, then taking another base hit away from one of the guys. Can't remember who it was. A great play.
Diving, sliding stop to his left. 2 slow choppers. Terrific grab of a high throw tonight with Maben stealing.
Yeah, he's got the glove work and the footwork to go with it.
Just 97 games in parts of 6 seasons at the major league level. That's all. There goes Pennington, shot into right field on the hit and run. Man, they're just executing to perfection.
I'm telling you.
J.D. Martinez gets the throw in, cut off by Kinsler. Pennington in motion. Gregorio Petit hit it into right. Runners at the corners. One out here in the second.
Mike Scioscia has done it again. We told you about last night. I gave him the star of the game, taking the bunt off in that situation, led in the hit and run, which was hit by just perfectly. And now that's how you draw it up. You lead with the barrel or the handle of the bat. You drag the barrel of the bat. The ball goes to the right side perfectly. We wish one of these guys would miss a sign.
Jim, we're 50 games into this season. Before these last 2 games, think of how many times we've seen a perfectly executed hit and run this year.
2 times, if I remember. Here. I mean, really? No, you're right.
I don't think we have. And we've seen it twice.
They don't use it. I'm surprised more teams don't use it to force the issue, to put pressure on the defense.
Doesn't mean runners aren't in motion, but in terms of the execution with the hitter getting a hit.
That's right.
With that runner in motion, maybe we've seen it, but it stands out that we've seen it in each of the first 2 games of this series. Calhoun at the plate. He takes ball 1. And again, traffic on the base paths for Anibal Sanchez. Got a double play last inning. Can he get another ground ball here?
Better hit it hard.
Calhoun certainly runs well. 289 coming into the game. Line drive single on the first pitch that he saw leading off the bottom of the first inning. Grounds into very few double plays, only 6 all of last year and over 600 at bats. So yeah, hit it hard at somebody. Boy, the runner on first started. Now the throw down to first, and they got him. What was Gregorio Petit doing? Took off for second and stopped, and that was fine. But Jim, then he didn't go back to first, and McCann said thank you, and he threw down to Cabrera and picked him off.
Somebody missed a sign. I think he's running off the field right now. That is a big break because James read it and threw a perfect strike to the big man who got him before he got back to the bag. Somebody at last missed a sign. Boy, he put the old big glove on him. And
when he put the brakes on, he still had time to get back, but he didn't start back for the bag until after James caught the ball, came up and began his motion throwing to first. Big out. The 2-0 to Calhoun. Check swing and a pitch up. Appeal to third. Tony Randazzo says he checked in time, and it's now 3-0. Boy, Trout's on deck. This is the guy you want to get.
Boy.
Two outs, runner at third. 2-2 tie, bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. Best changeup he's thrown tonight.
No question about it. That was a beauty.
Today's game brought to you in part by ABC Warehouse, closest thing to wholesale.
He did everything right. The mechanics were right out that right keyhole. Extended, didn't cut it off. Throw another one.
Pennington, the runner at third. Left side of the infield shifts to the right. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the belt.
I like that. Change up. If you go with the fastball, it's above the belt because, as we know, left-hand hitters for the most part can't handle that hard riding fastball above the belt.
So 2 swings and misses on 2 different pitches. What do you like here in the 3-2?
Change up.
Sanchez works middle of the rubber. Gets the sign from McCann and sets the 3-2. Change up, but he missed.
Right.
Not tempting. Calhoun takes it. So this is now 6 base runners. 6 of the first 10 batters have reached.
It's a struggle. I mean, it's just there's no fluidity to what he's doing. He'll have one good pitch. He'll do the mechanics the right way, and then he'll do something to spin open the body or something like that. He's just not consistent. When you watch Justin Verlander, you'd say he's consistent.
Oh, man.
I mean, one of the best that way.
That brings up Mike Trout. 2-2 tie in the bottom of the second inning. Trout walked his first time up. First pitch, fastball for a strike. He takes a lot of strike ones. He made a point of saying he was going to be more aggressive last year. And he was for a little bit, but he's gone back to being a guy who basically takes strike one or takes the first pitch a ton.
I'm surprised.
We see a lot of good hitters who can do damage when they're aggressive on that first pitch, led by Miguel Cabrera. There's a fastball in, but it's been a big source of production for Nick Castellanos.
That's right.
In the last 2 years.
You just watch Miguel. I mean, there's a reason he gets a lot of hits. He attacks the pitcher. He doesn't let, under most circumstances, doesn't let the pitcher attack him.
Very upright stance for Trout, the 1-1. Backs him away. Every fastball tonight has been 91. Right. The occasional 89-90. Right at 91.
You like the variation, but you'd also like a little more velocity. Velocity with movement, command.
A couple starts you've seen him top out at 93, but that's really been the top end this year. Last year, even with his ups and downs, we did see the occasional 94.
Right.
But it's definitely been down this year. Quick toss over to first to drive Calhoun back. Also not a base stealing threat. The Angels just aren't running like they normally do.
Just hitting runs.
Yeah. Except for hit and runs. Calhoun one steal. He's been caught twice. But you would think they sense an opportunity with Sanchez on the mound. The 2-1 slider, but it misses, and it's 3-1. Pujols is waiting on deck.
Dan, I mean, I don't want to nitpick, but he just looks like he tries to be too perfect with that pitch because he has no confidence in it.
Yeah, you're throwing a pitch without a ton of confidence.
No, not at all.
It's so strange to say because that slider's been such a weapon for him through the years. 3-1, swinging a high fly ball, center field deep, going back, Maybin onto the warning track at the fence, and it's gone, a home run. Just ran out of room and straightaway center just carried the wall, but it's a 2-out, 3-run home run for Mike Trout. And the Angels lead it 5-2 in the second.
Did you think that was out of here?
Not at all.
Me too. I just thought it was hit so high. But boy, the power in that bat, the power that Trout has, is phenomenal. That pitch was into his happy zone, his wheelhouse, buggy whip time, and I think he knew it was out. But boy, it was hit so high, I really thought Maybin would make the play. As Dan said, he just ran out of room. My goodness.
This center field is so shallow compared to his home ballpark. You could tell he was backing up like, okay, this is routine at home, and it would have been. 396 basically to straightaway center. It's a little deeper just to the right of straightaway center. But so that was maybe 390 to straightaway center.
The carry on that ball.
No, Joe, I thought it was routine. I thought it was shy of the warning track.
I did too.
And the home run jumps up to bite Anibal Sanchez again.
That's all about bat speed. Boy.
Both of these pitchers had given up 11 home runs in either 54 or 55 innings coming in. And both had given up home runs tonight. 2 each. Unfortunately for Sanchez, it's a 2-out, 2-run home run in the first to Crone, and now a 2-out, 3-run home run here in the second inning to Mike Trout.
I think Petit isn't feeling better.
2-1, popped up foul and out of play. Jim, that was a curveball that hung.
Sure was. You see, as great a hitter as Pujols says, he pulled the upper body off of it because it hung, and it's like a big balloon up there. You want to attack it, and then, you get out of your mechanics as a hitter.
Five-2 Angels in the bottom of the second inning. There's a swinging a foul out of play.
That's the outer half of the plate, or maybe off the plate away. I mentioned it yesterday. As good as he is, he's strictly now inner half of the plate hitter. It's hard for him to handle both sides of the plate now. As great a hitter as he was, it's just difficult to do because the bat speed is there. Put the buggy whip inside, but away from it, it's just not there anymore.
Well, Sanchez gets the sign from McCann, the 2-2. Slider in the dirt. It's not even close to being a tempting pitch for hitters to swing at right now. The slider is either bounced or it's been lazy away.
Needs to get in between both of those.
It doesn't have that looks like a strike look to it and then darts away. It's not that pitch right now, and wasn't the last couple of starts either. 3-2, swinging a foul over the screen. He chased ball 4, fastball above the belt.
Oh boy, what a hitter he was in his heyday, huh?
Jim, I was looking at his peak years. It was 8 years where he hit 330 with a .430 on base and a .670 slugging.
Oh, man.
8 years running, and he averaged 40 home runs.
My goodness.
It was just incredible, Jim. Line drive to the gap in left center field. Upton's on the run, and that ball is off the wall, fielded by Upton. Throw to second base, and they will get Albert Pujols. Wow, did Upton play that perfectly. A bullet off the wall, played it on the carom, one-hop strike to Kinsler, and on a rocket of what should have been a double, it certainly looked like, it is out number 3.
Well, you're right. He did everything right, and Pujols doesn't run like he used to either. Tried to do too much there.
Heavy damage in the second inning. Another 2-out home run, this time a 3-run shot from Trout after 2 in Anaheim. 5-2 Angels on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Iglesias leads off by taking a pitch inside from Hector Santiago. 5-2 Angels as we go to the top of the third inning. Changeup for a strike near the outside corner. In at the corners for the Angels, middle of the infield back. Outfield surprisingly deep on Jose Iglesias.
I'm with you there.
Changeup
Wow.
Floats up and away.
They didn't make the announcement who's batting, apparently.
Oh, it's been a tough month of May for Iglesias. There's a swing and a pop-up first base side, playable for Pujols. He'll make the catch near the bag in foul territory. I was asking Brad about that today, Jim. You talked about his quick bat.
Right.
I say, shouldn't that allow him to handle all different kinds of pitching? He said he can, but unfortunately it also helps him handle all kinds of pitches, and he'll get bad or hits on bad pitches away, so he feels like he can hit all these pitches.
Right.
And clearly it started to cost him over the last few weeks as his average has plummeted toward 200.
Remember, I've always said he's a bad ball hitter. He swings at everything. And he's got fast hands with the bat.
So the whole idea of him staying in the strike zone a little bit better.
More patience. That's right.
Should help Iglesias a lot.
Faking a bunt once in a while, or bunting once in a while. That's not too tough, is it?
They certainly mentioned that.
Jeez, oh, man.
There's a soft tapper out in front of home plate off the bat of Kinsler, fielded by Santiago. A little sidearm flip down to first to get Kinsler 2 up and 2 down. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Third inning brought to you by Sunoco. Sunoco, proud to fuel the Detroit Tigers. Instant replay is brought to you every game by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. When you need the right call made, it's 1-800-CALL-SAM. Instant replay benefiting the Angels last inning, and it was the right call. Martinez swings and misses.
95 with that one down.
He's been consistently 93 to 95 with the fastball tonight.
That's a good one there.
5-2 Angels in the third. There's a high fly ball off the bat of J.D. Martinez. Deep, going back, Calhoun at the fence. He'll leap and make the catch.
My goodness.
Right at the big wall in right for out number 3.
Boy, he played that perfectly, but I thought it was going to get in the stands. I was fooled on that.
I did too, Jim.
I was wishing too much, I guess.
19-foot wall. Calhoun went back, felt for the wall, jumped just shy of the wall, made the catch for the third out. Tigers go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. We go to the bottom of the third inning, 5-2 Angels. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. First pitch of the bottom of the third is popped into the air to right field. J.D. Martinez in 2 steps to his left to make the catch. 9 of the first 12 batters have reached.
Boy.
Against Anibal Sanchez. The 2 of the 3 outs he recorded last inning were on a pickoff of a runner who had reached on a single. And Pujols being thrown out at second on a line drive off the wall and left.
That's right.
He could use a quick inning, and that is a major understatement.
Oh, boy. He's just got to gain some confidence in his arsenal.
I think that's the word right now. Just regain the confidence. There's a good curveball for a strike.
That's the best one I've seen in some time.
I didn't think the health was going to be the issue this year. In other words, Jim, I thought if he was healthy, the performance would follow for Anibal Sanchez. I guess I just didn't worry. If he was healthy, I thought the performance would be there. He is healthy. The performance has not been there. And I think it all gets back to exactly what you just said. The mental side of the game, the confidence that it's lacking right now.
Yes, that's right. And as good as he's been.
So that's the one thing you hold on to. There's a slider with some break that was tempting. but it missed. 2-1, but not a bad slider either.
No, that's right. A couple good breaking balls just at bat. You can tell when he stands, follows through, usually has good action on it. If you cut it off, it's different.
There's a fastball off the plate inside, but he's just thrown 3 pretty good sequence of pitches there. Good curveball, good slider, fastball missed inside. 3-1, but again, these are the things you're looking for, because this is a big issue for the rotation right now. The performances of Sanchez and Pelfrey. Curveball hangs, fly ball deep center, going back Maben. That one's trouble, and that one's gone.
Another hanger.
Jeffrey Marte, the ex-Tiger, hits it right over the center field wall where Trout's home run went. 3rd home run in the first 14 batters. 6-2 Angels.
Well, just when you think he's throwing some good pitches, he hangs one. I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised that ball went out. The ball is carrying obviously tonight, but that was a hanger in his happy zone. And if you saw if you'd have been here and saw what we saw with James behind the plate, he knew right away when he made contact. It hurts your ears from a catcher's standpoint when you hit it like that.
That's the thing. Yes, these are not deep home runs compared to home, but let's remember this is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. As Iglesias runs into foul territory and makes a catch on a pop-up off the bat of Ortega. So you can say, yes, that wouldn't have gone out at home. And yet, Jim, it was a hanger.
It was a hanger. The thing is, wherever you're playing, that's what counts.
That's right.
Can't talk about how far it went or anything. I just say it because of the carry. I thought I was surprised that it had that much carry, but it was a hanger. And what did we say? He had 2 good breaking balls before that, and then throws a lazy one, belt high, and said, hit me, and he did. Jeez, oh man.
This Tigers team is going to get to where they want to be. Back to the postseason specifically. Starting pitching has to be a whole lot better. There are 3 positives right now in Fulmer, Verlander, and Zimmerman. And there are 2 spots that are dragging the entire rotation down. Don't want to put too much on 2, but Jim, the contrast is stark. 3.40 ERA for the 3 at the top. 5.80 ERA for Pelfrey and for Sanchez.
It stands out. Now there is action in the Tiger pen.
There's a swing and a fly ball softly to center field. Maben to his left is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 3 home runs, 2-run home run, 3-run home run, and solo shot the first 3 innings. It's all Angels right now after 3. 6-2 Anaheim on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 6-2 Angels to go to the top of the 4th inning, second of a 3-game series. Road trip that has started with a win in Oakland. Cabrera takes a strike on a high note.
I forgot about that.
West Coast is not kind to the Tigers. Hasn't been for years. We talked about it in Game 1 in Oakland. This is where the Tiger bats come to die, unfortunately. Here's a ground ball hit hard to short, right to Pennington. He gloves it, fires across the diamond to Pujols, and it has played out. So far on this road trip, the Tigers scored 10 runs in 3 games in Oakland. They scored 1 run last night. They've hit 200 with no power through the first 4 games of the road trip. They have hit 2 home runs early tonight. But, Jim, it just seems like the 5 runs given up in the first 2 innings on 2 2-out home runs. You could feel the offense slumping, or the shoulders slumping.
So here we go again. Now, I noticed the Tigers bullpen is busy. I just wonder.
Whoever was up and throwing, I thought it was softball. We don't get a good look at it from here.
But they got the call again to start throwing again. So it would be interesting.
And if you feel like you've got arms that are rested enough, why wouldn't you go to the bullpen at this point?
It's all about winning.
1-0 on Victor Martinez. There's a fastball for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So you knew that runs would be at a premium on this road trip, most likely.
Right.
And it's like they almost have to get off the road, Jim, to get the bats going again. There's a swing and a pop fly into shallow center. Trout in a couple of steps to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down on a ground ball and a fly ball here in the 4th inning. 4th inning brought to you by Michigan's first family of law. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM.
All right, Friday, the White Sox will be there first of 3. It's Fireworks Spectacular, my favorite, brought to you by Pepsi. Call 866-66-TIGER. Visit tigers.com. But, Dan, you and I have talked for years, 100 years we've been together, about the mental part of the game. I tried to explain that as a former player. what it can do to you. It can absolutely destroy you, to drive you bananas. I mean, you can talk yourself into slumps. It's amazing.
Castellanos takes a strike.
You're your own worst enemy at times.
Right. It's a fascinating part of this game, especially for all sports. But
it is. It really is.
Hitting a baseball is so difficult.
It sure is.
There's a swing and a miss, and now you feel for Anibal Sanchez because the mental side clearly is getting to him, Jim.
He questions everything he does.
Not throwing any pitch with confidence.
No.
And that's.
I think he threw 2 good breaking balls before that last home run, if I remember right.
Yeah. The 0-2 to Nick misses at 95.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Off
pitch.
The plate inside from Hector Santiago.
But we'll see. You know, is he coming back out? Can he come out and bounce back?
What would you do right now, Jim? I think it feels like you go to the bullpen. If you,
I don't know what's been said in the dugout. It would not surprise me if they didn't just say, "Hey, you know what? We got to move on."
Let's try it again over the weekend. The next start will be against the White Sox, an offense that had a good stretch but has cooled off markedly during this very tough stretch.
And here's another bad offense right here, the Angels.
1-2, swing and a miss, fastball right by him.
Wow.
And after the early home runs, Santiago has made it look easy the last 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down with ease in very quick at bats. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 6-2 Angels. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. All season long with every vehicle sold at Buff Wayland Chevrolet. Donations being made to the 97 The Ticket Student Heart Check Program. Brought to you by the Children's Miracle Network and Buff Wayland Chevrolet, where deals truly make a difference every day. Bottom of the 4th inning, 6-2 Angels. The night is done for Anibal Sanchez, and Warwick Saupold takes over on the mound. First pitch, line drive, left field, deep. On the run is up then, and that one's over his head, off the wall, fields it on a hop, throw to second. Won't be nearly in time. Sliding in safely is Carlos Perez. He bangs one off the wall as the good swings continue.
All they've said we got into town is how bad the offense was. Well, anyway, the pitching change brought to you by Southeast Michigan Ford dealers is a bright Ford. Think Ford. First, remember, he had a terrific outing. His first time out, 2 2/3 scoreless innings of relief work in Baltimore, and then he's had some problems after that. But there was a lot to like in that first outing in Baltimore. Saw a good fastball, it's got up to 94. So a very sharp breaking ball, but he's had some problems since then. But this offense is supposed to be so bad. Tiger pitching has brought it to the forefront.
Had a bad April and a much better May, but it on paper it just doesn't scare you because of the lack of power, lack of speed. Petit bunts and misses.
Well, that was
strike one.
That was supposed to be a bunt? Yikes.
Saupold with 3 scoreless outings, 6 strikeouts in 4 innings caught your eye because he was not a high strikeout pitcher in Toledo. And then the last time out, very hard contact, 3-3 game with Oakland became an 8-3 game as he gave up 5 runs in 1/3 of an inning. Now a bunt attempt again, and it bounced back up, hit him while he's in the right-handed batter's box, died at home plate. No balls and 2 strikes on Gregorio Petit.
Well, you know, we said about Sanchez that the mental part, something has gotten to him mentally. And
Jim, what do you do?
Well, I think Brad did the right thing, taking him out because it's just not working. It's just not right. He's hurting mentally. You know, we don't know if there's something physically or not.
Assuming that he's physically okay, and he's been saying he's never really felt better. There's a swing and a miss
what the heck was
on
that?
A slider down and away. Petit threw the bat at the ball. For the second night we've seen this, Jim, the bat went right over the mound. Saupold had to jump out of the way to grab it.
Man, that is something. I mean, are you kidding? He couldn't bunt. Then for
he did this last night.
That's like there's supposed to be a hit and run. That's what you do if there's a hit and run. I noticed he didn't walk by manager Mike Socha too closely.
Jeez.
He couldn't bunt, and then
I've never seen that where the bat went right over the mound.
Makes no sense. I mean,
pitcher had to jump out of the way.
He was mad at himself maybe because he didn't get the bunt down, so his feelings were hurt. Ay. Time to grow up, man.
So the final line for Sanchez is not a pretty one.
Boy.
And given all that's going on, Jimmy had a shorter start earlier this year. This might be the most disappointing start because you felt like he was maybe on the verge of putting it together. Line drive right field deep, and that's trouble. Martinez turns around and plays it off the wall. Rounding third, heading home is Perez. Heading to second base as Calhoun slides in ahead of the throw. Another extra base hit. The Angels' bats are booming, and they've got a 7-2 lead.
I'm telling you, it's like batting practice here. I mean, a rock at the left field, a rock at the right field. I mean, listen, you just can't keep doing this. I mean, these guys are hitting the ball so hard they have to slide into second base because the ball bounces off the wall so hard and they hit it so hard. What does that tell you?
We've seen 3 balls in the last 3 innings go off the wall, and there was a play at second each time. That's how hard they were hit.
It's hard to believe.
Outfielder just goes back, turns, plays the carom, and there's a play at second base.
This is crazy.
Fastball up to Mike Trout.
This is really something. How bad can it get?
So the final line for Sanchez again: 3 innings, 6 runs, all earned on 8 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, very few swings and misses, and 3 home runs. Final line is brought to you by Auto Value Parts Stores, where service is the difference. 2-0 the count on Trout. Another breaking ball misses in the dirt. Angel bats have come alive in this series. They've actually been scoring runs this month. Almost 5 runs a game in the month of May. It was closer to 3 runs a game in April. But collectively, you take the 2 months together, it was a below average offense coming into this game tonight, or into the series.
Boy, oh boy, tonight is something. I mean, when you hit it so hard, you have to run like crazy to get to second base, and it hits off the wall. Oh.
3 times in 3 innings we've seen that. 3 doubles off the wall, 2 in left, 1 in right. Another breaking ball in the dirt, and 3-1 the count on Trout. So Jim, you've got Pelfrey, who's been better, but again, I mean, like I said, you can't send everybody to the bullpen.
No.
But would you think it's getting close for Sanchez, who now has a 6.67 ERA?
I would say they've got to think about something else.
There's a strike. Think of some accomplished starters, not aces, but accomplished starters who've been sent to the bullpen in the last week. Clay Buchholz with Boston. He has been nothing but a starter, is now in the bullpen. And Phil Hughes, not a great starter, but certainly had a good year 2 years ago. He too has been sent to the bullpen. Remember, he had a rough year last year. There's a fastball high he walked in.
What's that old saying, Dan? If you keep doing
the definition of insanity.
Yeah. I mean, so if you keep sending out these same guys
and expecting different results,
and it's not there. I mean, what does that tell you?
It's 11 starts and a 6.67 ERA for Anibal Sanchez. 14 home runs allowed in 57 2/3 innings.
Well, we said tonight, I think he threw 2 good breaking balls to Marte before he hit the home run.
But coming into the game, we talked about, he doesn't have a breaking ball right now. No. And it stood out tonight. When you don't have a breaking ball,
you either bounced up or did nothing.
2 were hit out for home runs. There's a short slider for a strike to Albert Pujols. There was going to be an off day Thursday that can help a worn out bullpen, but with these short starts, the bullpen's getting taxed again. Your long men are Saupold and Farmer. Kyle Ryan in a pinch. They haven't been using him long much, though.
Well, I would say they expect this young man to put some innings under his belt.
Fastball up and in, clipped his jersey.
Yep.
Caught by McCann, but it clipped him. That will load the bases. There's still only 1 out here in the 4th inning. And this game is on the verge of getting ugly.
Oh, it sure is.
With the way the Angels have been swinging the bat against Warwick Saupold. Rich Doobie out to the mound. So, Jim, let's say Sanchez goes to the bullpen. You've got Boyd up here.
Yes,
again, Norris is at Toledo. It's a 6-man rotation right now. You would keep Pelfrey. And I'm just thinking out loud, but it just feels like Sanchez is just he's just right now struggling so much mentally that you just kind of get the feel that it may be time to make a move.
You have to do something, because I've been through all my years, I've been through similar stuff, and they say, well, he had a good side. I don't buy that stuff. Or I tweaked him a little bit. You can tell there's something wrong. There's something just not working. And to send him out again and again and again, that old theory that I talked about, it's just crazy.
It does seem like we've reached that point where a decision has to be made about what to do.
That's right. And you have those young arms. If you have to go with those young arms, you got to go to them.
That's right.
Fans want to win. This team is an expensive ball club. It was built to win. It's got to win.
And for all that he has accomplished, he gave him plenty of chances to show that he could get back on track.
Right.
And it just has not happened for Anibal Sanchez. There's a fastball low and outside. You think of a quality start, Jim, I think it's a useful number. People make fun of it, but you make a lot of quality starts. You're a good pitcher. 6 innings or more, 3 earned runs or less.
Right.
Because usually it's more than 6 innings, and usually it's fewer than 3 earned runs.
Right, but that's something to.
But that's just a kind of a starting point. Anibal Sanchez has made 1 quality start in 11 starts this year. 1 out of 11. And that's just kind of a starting point.
That's hard to believe. It really is.
For a good pitcher, that you should be making 60, 70% of your starts should be quality starts. He's made 1.
That's mind-boggling. And he was really basically, he started the season now as the number 2 guy. And then Zimmerman.
Right.
Well, they got to do some things quickly.
2-1, swinging a fly ball to right. It's deep. On the run is JD, and he will make the catch. Whoa, basket catch running onto the track in the right field corner. Tagging and coming home is Calhoun. Long fly ball out the bat of C.J. Cron. Another run for the Angels and an 8-2 lead here in the 4th.
They just keep having good swings. That's mind-boggling. All right, Gagli's pulled ahead his back at Silver Buick GMC. Get out of your lease early. That's right. I've done that before. I didn't have a lease, but I got out of it. In 2016 Buick Encore, they're very nice, $139 a month. Silver Buick GMC on Telegraph Road. And Taylor, tell them I sent you. Nice, Sarah. You knew I was going to say it. Great folks. You know I say that too.
Trout heads over to third. Pujols at first, and that brings up Jeffrey Marte. Single and a home run for Marte as a beach ball drops onto the track in right center field. Marte traded away to the Angels in January by the Tigers for Cody Eaves. Marte's been at AAA and really wasn't doing a whole lot there, hitting .265 with very modest power numbers. He really had rock solid numbers at Toledo last year, good power numbers.
He showed some stuff with the Tigers, I thought, too.
Yeah.
His bat.
Only 6 at-bats coming into this game. Now the 2 for 2 tonight. There's a swing and a miss at a good slider from Warwick Saupold. 8-2 Angels.
Boy, oh boy.
We're in the 4th. And given all the run-scoring troubles for the Tigers in this ballpark, that 6-run deficit looks even larger. At home, you'd say, well, there's plenty of time. And there still is plenty of time, but it's a different feel.
Yeah, that's right.
When you're trying to come back from a big deficit in this ballpark. There's a line drive, base hit up the middle. Hanging breaking ball out over the plate. Marte drilled it into center. He's 3 for 3. Trout scores 9-2.
Well, that was a ball that said hit me written all over it, and you can't blame him for hitting a bad pitch. Hanging breaking ball, like the one we talked to you about with Sanchez. It's just not good, folks. I don't have to tell you all that. We are telling you the way it is, though.
Nine runs on 11 hits for the Angels.
Yikes.
There's a sea of red on my scorebook on the Angels side right now.
Me too.
Indicating all the base runners. It's not
hit.
only the 11 hits, it's also 3 walks and 1 hit batter.
And easy pitches to hit. As Buck Farmer starts to throw in the Tiger pen. Hanging curveballs, you don't need much practice to hit those.
Like you said, they wanted innings from Saupold. A little pop fly into shallow right, coming in JD, and he'll make a basket catch on a soft little pop-up off the bat of Ortega. 8 men to the plate, 3 more runs. We go to the 5th inning in Anaheim, 9-2 Angels on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Every Tigers triple this season. Powell Miller donates $300 to the American Heart Association. Powell Miller and the Miller Law Firm, lawyers who support the community. Today's game brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, the official healthcare provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. 9-2 Angels as we go to the top of the 5th inning.
This is bad news, boy.
Tigers won 4-1 in Oakland in Game 1, then lost 12-3 in Game 2. Significant to me, swinging at fewer strikes, that does stand out. But the thing that really stands out, he's hitting a fair number of balls hard. He's not hitting fastballs like he has his entire career. Check swing by Maben. He's just not doing the damage. He went too far a strike. They break it down into 4 and 2 seam, but on 4 seam fastballs, he's hitting 180 with no power this year. In his career, he's hit 290 with power.
Well, it's obvious.
And it really stands out with what we've seen this year. I mean, that
starting in spring training.
Yep.
A lot of fastballs over the plate.
There's a line drive to right, hit hard, but Calhoun is there. 3 steps to his right. He turns and makes the catch. Good swing from Maben, but it's the second out here in the 5th.
Yeah, it started in spring training, and we kept, reminding everybody that, it's the way it is. He's that type of hitter, and you can carry a team for a week and then lose a team for a week, and you just have to put up with it. But I'm amazed at how many swings and misses and fastballs over the plate. I'm amazed at that. A big leaguer with his reputation. I mean, it's just to me, it's just crazy. Don't know how that happens.
I mean, he's never been below average in any year against fastball.
Yeah, I mean,
and this year he is well below average.
Man, it's driving everybody nuts.
And that at age 28, Jim,
that's something
that's
to
a
think
surprise.
about. That. Yeah.
There's a swing and a miss. The bat speed is still there. I mean, you look at that ball, the egg ball. It's a guy who walks a lot of people, and he's cruising. Swing and a miss. He's just rearing back and throwing fastballs. Rearing back and throwing fastballs right by Tigers hitters.
This is crazy.
Strikeout number 6 ends the 5th. The 5th inning today brought to you by the DMC. All-Star lineups deserve All-Star DMC docs. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 9-2 Angels. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. Pitch count brought to you every game by Sunoco. The Sunoco Free Fuel 5000. Get the decal, get spotted, and win. Today's game brought to you in part by U.S. Park, the official parking provider of the Detroit Tigers radio network. Warwick Sawpold in a second inning of work delivers a pitch that's grounded into right field, the base hit, and Miguel Cabrera is not happy with himself because there was no chance for Kinzer. That ball was not hard hit, and he went right for the bag instead of for the ball. He slapped his glove in frustration because he knows he had a chance at that ball. It could have been an easy play.
Yeah, well, it would have been an easy play, but go to the baseball Bible, and it says seeing eye base hit. There it is. It's let's face it, it's kind of their night. I mean, the Angels, our pitching just brought them out of whatever hitting problems they've had.
Well, it has been a day for offense in baseball. Check swing, and Perez went too far, strike 1. There have been 4 teams that have scored 10 runs or more today, and 2 have scored 16 or 17 runs today.
That one was in Colorado without even looking. I got a good chance to be right, don't I?
They're on the road right now.
Oh, they are.
Oh, you already looked. I know you did.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I'm a catcher. I always tell the truth.
Sometimes you fudge it.
Well, that's a little bit different.
Colorado in the 8th inning has a 17-4 lead.
Wow. I think it had to be against Cincinnati or somebody, right? I don't know who they played.
Come on to third. Castellanos to Kinsler to first. Carlos Perez on a 1-1 bounces into a 5-4-3 double play. Boy, Cincinnati could have a historically bad year.
They already have, haven't they?
Their bullpen has got an ERA somewhere around 7. It's 17-4. Listen to the home runs. Blackman, Arenado, LeMahieu, Gonzalez, Hara.
Yikes.
Arenado's hit 2. Blackman has hit 2.
I wonder if anybody is been knocked down yet. No. By the way, double play, Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Zuber Buick GMC.
Petit takes a pitch just off the plate away. Ball 1. 9-2 our score.
Let's see if he throws the bat.
Angels on top. Swing and miss. He's done it in each game.
Yes,
did it yesterday. St. Louis 10-3 over Milwaukee. That's a final. Leake gets the win. Lucroy hit his 9th. He's going to be the subject, I think, of many a trade rumor.
Baby.
A fine catcher for Milwaukee.
Absolutely.
Slider low and outside, 2-1 on Petit. Other scores on the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Dodgers have had their troubles with pitching performances by guys not named Clayton Kershaw. They got a good one today from Scott Kazmir. He did not get the win. LA scores 2 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th and beat the Cubs. And Jake Arrieta, 5-0. They didn't beat Jake Arrieta. Arrieta went 7 scoreless innings. They got to the bullpen, and LA wins it. And that snaps a 24-game win streak for the Cubs with Arrieta on the mound. Petit swings and misses.
Man.
And Saupold gives up the single, but then faces the minimum 3 batters.
How about that? Great job.
We played 5 in Anaheim, 9-2 Angels on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Jose Iglesias leads off. He takes an off-speed breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. To start the top of the 6th inning, 9-2 Angels on top, trying to make it 2 straight over the Tigers. Changeup floats away. 1-1 on Jose Iglesias.
He's just getting the ball and pushing off the slab. I would say 90% fastballs.
1-1, swinging a shot, grab by Pujols. Albert Pujols still is an above average first baseman, and he just showed why there.
Well, quick reactions. That's like the old third sacker at the hot corner. That's the other hot corner right there. What a reaction by that future Hall of Famer. But he did hit the ball hard. That's the main thing. He put a good swing on it.
Brings up Ian Kinsler.
And as a player, you get to the dugout, they're hang in there, my what. People pat you in the back, say, you made a great play. I don't care.
You want to get rewarded for once in a while.
So keep that stuff to yourself.
Change up outside to Ian. Strikeout and a bounce out for Kinsler tonight. He takes a slider at the back foot that misses. 2-0. Cabrera got the scoring started in this game with a long home run to left center. After C.J. Cron hit his 4th home run, there's a line drive to right, sinking, and Calhoun will dive, and it's off his glove. Oh, I thought he was going to take a hit away from Ian.
I thought it was in the glove there for a split second.
Line drive single on a terrific effort by Cole Calhoun, the right fielder.
They're doing everything, this Angel Ball Club. Hitting, defense, you name it. And it kind of looked like the heel and just hit the grass.
Cron hit the home run to make it 2-1 in the bottom of the 1st, and then the Tigers answered right back. Justin Upton with a home run to make it 2-2. But Anibal Sanchez, in case you're just tuning in, did not have it tonight. And it was not pretty. It was hard contact. It was 3 home runs. 2 were with 2 outs. Crohn's was on a 1-2 pitch. Trout's was on a 3-1 hanging breaking ball. And then Marte hit the 3rd home run in 3 innings, prompting the exit for Anibal Sanchez. Fastball up and away.
Well, claw your way back into this ball game.
And into the stretch of 11 straight retired by Hector Santiago, a guy who is known for a lot of pitches in a typical inning. It shortens many of his starts. 1 8-inning start surrounded by 4 other starts that didn't even last 15 innings total in the month of May. Pop up here. Will it be playable? Wow, the wind brought it back and fooled everybody. Holy smokes.
What?
Petit came over with Pujols. That ball was heading into the seats, and then Petit, who was the trailer behind Pujols, leaned back to try to get it, and it fell harmlessly on the grass.
Well, to me, that should be an error. I mean, that's a pop-up in foul territory. You're there, and you misplayed it. Wind, I don't care what it was. That should be an error. But I'm not the official score.
2-1, the count on J.D.
That's not a no play. That's an error.
Goes into the books as a no play.
I know. Not happy about that.
There's a pitch up and away. J.D. waiting on the 3-1. Fly ball left field, way back in left. Got a chance, and it's gone. A home run. JD with a 2-run shot. Tigers trying to get back into this game. Now trail 9-4.
Well, that pop-up that was missed by the second baseman. Left-handed pitcher tried to throw a fastball by JD, and he put the buggy whip on that baby. Big old home run, the party pop for over 100 years. A no-doubter.
So line drive out off the bat of Iglesias. Line drive single for Kinsler. Deep drive on a line off the bat of J.D. Martinez. And the Angels bullpen is starting to stir.
Well,
pitch count is not an issue. That's the thing that's been amazing. There's a fly ball to left field, not deep. Over and in is Ortega to make the catch.
Get off the end of the bat.
Miguel flies out to left for the second out here in the 6th inning. But that's been the impressive thing about Santiago. Always has a high pitch count, and it's been very low because, as you said, Jim, he's just been powering fastballs by these Tigers hitters.
And they know it's coming, and most of them still haven't been able to hit it. What have I always said? You make the big leagues by hitting fastballs. Not too many players are going to say, "Hey, I'm a great slider ball hitter. I'm a great curveball hitter." That's non-existent.
There's a strike to Victor Martinez. The other high-scoring games today. Seattle beat San Diego 16-4. Seattle has a much improved offense this year. Seager, Gutierrez is heated up. Lind and Smith all with home runs. Seth Smith has 2 home runs in that game. 16-4 was the final. Seattle at home against San Diego. And Drew Smiley got bombed. Kansas City beat Tampa Bay. 4 innings, 12 hits, 8 runs for Drew Smiley.
Wow.
And Kansas City beats Tampa Bay 10-5.
Kansas City just beats everybody now.
They're 29-22. Kane's getting hot. Hosmer's been hot all year. Swing and a miss. Victor on a 2-1. Couldn't find the breaking ball down and in.
A rare breaking ball.
Boston scores 6 again.
That's a minimum, isn't it, for them?
27 of their 52 games this year, they scored at least 6. Swing and a miss. My goodness. Victor just chased a fastball at his shoulders.
And almost fell down.
Up and away. Spun himself right across home plate. Tigers get 2 on the Martinez home run. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in Anaheim. Our 6th inning today brought to you by the Jack Demmer Automotive Group. Go in and discover the Demmer difference. 9-4 Angels. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. 9-4 Angels, bottom of the 6th inning. Tune in after the game for Eyes on Your Tiger, brought to you by the Aldo Eye Center and Dr. Yaldo, Michigan's LASIK leader. Call 1-800-398-EYES. Fastball fouled out of play. Top of the order. Cole Calhoun at the plate. Warwick Saupold still on the mound. Look at what the top 5 hitters have done tonight. Calhoun has reached 3 times. Walk, single, double, has scored 3 runs. Trout has reached 3 times, 2 walks, 3-run home run. He scored twice. Pujols has been on twice. Cron has a 2-run home run. And March, the number 5 hitters, 3 for 3 with a home run.
Did we say the first 4 hitters? Got to control them. And they did.
Did not follow the game plan.
Oh, we gave it to them.
Curveball in the dirt. 2-1 on Calhoun. This weekday series against the Angels brought to you in part by Subway. Buy a meal at Subway and get a Tigers decal free. With every strikeout by a Tigers pitcher, $100 deposited into the University of Toledo's Strikeouts for Scholarships account, UT, where motivated students can find opportunities to a greater degree. Ground ball wide to first. Diving stop by Cabrera. Is going to throw back, and he threw it behind Saupold, and Saupold is hurt. Saupold is hurt. As he tried to reach for the ball behind him, he's grabbing his right hip. He's down on the ground by first base. Kevin Rand, the Tigers head trainer, out with Brad Ausmus. He's been on 4 times tonight. Scored the previous 3. Mike Trout, 1 for 1. 3-run home run with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. And that was really the beginning of the end for Anibal Sanchez. It wasn't pretty to that point, but that blow really was the beginning of the end in terms of Just more hard hit balls, and he was done after 3.
Yeah, you could tell the bat speed by Trout took that ball out. He didn't hit it solidly, but the bat speed underneath it, boy, that ball just kept going.
There's a fastball from Alex Wilson for a strike on the outside corner.
Just love to watch Mike Trout. He's just the top 2 or 3 best players in the game.
It's interesting that this offense is heated up without still much around him. Calhoun's a pretty nice looking leadoff hitter. Pujols can still bomb the ball, but he is hitting .230. He's not the fearsome hitter he was. C.J. Cron is the cleanup hitter. He's not really done much of anything so far this year. Giovatello's in the number 5 spot. He's terrific, but he's not a power hitter.
No, that's right.
And nobody else in this lineup is hit with any power. And yet this is an offense that's now, Jim, scored 7 runs or more in 10 of their last 19 games.
Yeah, that's it's amazing, really, how they're doing it.
There's a line drive, base hit into left.
Boy.
The cutter just hung over the plate, and on a 1-1, Trout drilled it into left field.
Well, I want to remind everybody again, there are great seats available for that makeup game Thursday. It's a 7:40 start. And it's a 4 o'clock game for the Tigers, so they'll get home middle of the night sometime. But the seats available. Call 866-66-TIGER or Tigers.com. And I will be there.
2 on. Boy, this is, again, when the bullpen's been at its best, starters have been going deep. When starters start going fewer than 6 innings, and in the case of Sanchez tonight, fewer than 5 innings, bullpen starts to get worn out. But even so, Jim, in the game on Saturday in Oakland, the Tigers just couldn't get outs in a 3-3 game.
No, that's right. It's just it's not working.
Wilson and Saupold got knocked around in that game. And now Wilson needs to put together a string of good outings to kind of get back into that key role that he filled last year.
Well, that's right. But he's got to get better action at the plate with his pitches.
Deficiencies are being exposed in the last several weeks, either in the rotation, really all year long for Pelfrey and for Sanchez. You really feel good about Zimmerman, Verlander, and now Fulmer.
Yeah,
and the bullpen.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
I think the bullpen's maybe been the bigger surprise in that. And Lowe's still not where he wants to be, I know, but he's getting there. Let's say Justin Wilson, Lowe, and K-Rod. If you don't worry about them, you've still got 4 question marks.
Sure do.
In terms of consistency in the rest of the bullpen. There's a pitch in the dirt.
Well, listen, the greatest fans in the world are Tiger fans. And we try to tell it the way it is. And, like today, I feel good that Fulmer's pitching tomorrow.
Right.
I didn't feel good about coming to this game tonight with Sanchez pitching.
Just because of what we've watched all season long.
And the fans that feel the same way. And they're frustrated. You can't keep going like this. Can't work. You're going to keep playing like this and not have good parts of the ball club perform.
There's a cutter down and away, 3-1 on Pujols.
So it's got to stop. I mean, you got to do something to make it stop.
At his best, Alex Wilson is a strike-throwing machine. Pounds the strike zone. And, Jim, that's another thing that we notice. He's falling behind a lot in counts like this, 3-1. He's not pounding the strike zone like we know he can. There's a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch down.
That was a good slider.
3-2 on Pujols.
Perfect pitch.
Fastball, cutter, slider, and he was so consistent last year. He felt good when Alex Wilson came into a game, and he filled a lot of different roles.
Workhorse.
3-2, ground ball, left side of the infield, scooped up by Iglesias, thrown on to second, one relay to first, and they got him. What a double play, started by Iglesias. Castellanos is coming over, he grabbed it, and that underhand flip was about 60 feet to Kinsler to start the 6-4-3 double play.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, Iglesias, I've said this before, he can do things that most shortstops cannot do. Pujols doesn't run very well, and they're able to turn to donation tax place for autism donated by Super GMC. But to see Iglesias, the things that he can do, But he's fun to watch. Pujols he never really had good speed. He didn't need it.
Bothered by plantar fasciitis for a long time, and he at least looks like he's moving better, Jim. You think of that line drive that he snared. Broken back ground ball, deep third, fielded along the line by Castellanos. Long throw to first. C.J. Cron broke his bat and bounces out to end the 6th inning. Good job by Alex Wilson.
Yes, there you go. A little bounce back.
We played 6 in Anaheim, 9-4 Angels on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Nick Castellanos leads off for the Tigers, top of the 7th inning, 9-4 Angels. 7th inning brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows for 72 years. Castellanos takes a strike on the inside corner. And let us know who your SVS Vision Player of the game is by texting the letters SVS, the complete player name, to 97136. The strike one to Nick. Swing and a miss.
Well, I like that. Nick doesn't. Back-to-back changeups.
Nick took a call third his first time up on a fastball, struck out swinging on an off-speed pitch his last time up. Perez setting up inside. The 0-2 here.
Wow.
Changeup got him. Swing and a miss.
Now we've seen James McCann go down to 3 straight pitches. Now Nick goes down to 3 straight pitches. You just don't see that.
You don't see an economy of pitches for Santiago like we're seeing here tonight.
Right.
I mean, his pitch count is very low. And he's looking like that guy who 2-hit Seattle through 8, even though he's given up 3 home runs in this game. But he's cruising into the late innings, and that's not what he normally does.
No.
First pitch to Upton is a fastball low and away.
It's a good arm. No question about that.
Pitch count still shy of 90 for Hector Santiago. Fastball away. 2-0 on Upton. Home run in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging on a high fastball his last time up. 9-4 Angels are in the 7th. Now swinging a chop foul down the third base line. Slider down and in. 8 strikeouts for Hector Santiago. They wanted him to throw more strikes, and it's no walks, 8 strikeouts, 4 runs, all on home runs. 2 solo shots and a 2-run home run from J.D. Martinez. Outside of the home runs, there just hasn't been much in the way of offense.
That's right.
It's a swing and a foul. The Tigers have 5 hits, and that's kind of been their limit in 6 of the last 7 games here. They've been held to 5 or fewer.
To get some men on base, hit a home run would help.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Justin Upton. 9 runs, 14 hits for the Angels. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Tigers. The 2-2. Fastball again misses.
Now you would think if you're Upton, you're going to be challenged with the score the way it is. So get ready to let it rip.
Perez setting up inside. Changeup misses low, and Upton draws a walk. I think that'll be another good sign for him, Jim. Just staying in the strike zone and drawing more walks, because his walk rate is about half of where it's been in his career.
Right. There was many more strikeouts than walks.
It's 7-1 strikeouts to walks.
Boy. And if you're Santiago to walk somebody and score like this in the 7th inning, that's a no-no.
And the bullpen gets busy for the Angels. First pitch to Cameron Maben is a changeup high and away. 7th inning brought to you by Wallside Windows, Michigan's leader in replacement windows for 72 years. Maben has hit the ball hard twice. Line drive off of Santiago his first time up. Line drive out to right field his last time. He absolutely smoked it, but he hit it right to Calhoun. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 9-4 Angels in the 7th.
Did you tell me what the White Sox did tonight? Did you tell us?
I was just about to review the scoreboard. There's a pitch in the dirt.
They're playing the Mets, I think.
You're thinking a lot of things, and it's amazing. You're just like guessing right with every one.
I'm pretty
just
brilliant.
on it.
I know I'm brilliant. I know that. You know
I didn't say that.
You know my memory, how it is. Great.
Check some scores in the General RV scoreboard from the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios. Chicago down early 4-0, and that was with Matz on the mound. He's been terrific for the Mets. They scored 3 in the 6th, and then Tyler Saladino hit a 2-run home run in the 8th inning, 6-4 Chicago.
Shortstop for second
swing and a
base.
miss. Middle infielder. 2-2 on Maben.
We'll find out this weekend.
Frazier hit his 16th in that game, but Chicago had lost 7 in a row and 15 of 19.
Yikes.
And they win it by the final of 6-4 in New York. They've not been pitching well. There's a swing and a foul. And I was looking at the last 12 games. That offense had scored just 36 runs in the last 12 games, hitting .220 collectively. So the bats have gone really quiet.
Really Frazier, isn't it? He's
it's Frazier.
Yeah.
The Braves only got 6 home runs.
And didn't Austin Jackson go and disable this? Did I see that somewhere?
I didn't see that, but I know he's been struggling too.
Yeah.
Alex Avila is struggling. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Maben battling. This will be at least a 7-pitch trip to the plate. Toronto beat New York 4-1. So they've gone back over the 500 mark. They've certainly been up and down this year. Talking about Toronto.
They'll be there in that homestand next week. So White Sox and Toronto.
White Sox and Toronto. That makeup game against the Yankees on Thursday. Don't look at that schedule and think that's a blank off day. It's no longer a blank. It's the Yankees.
7:40 start.
Extra half hour gives everybody a chance to rest up just a little bit more. Team is expected to land around 4:30 in the morning on Thursday. 2-2, swinging a foul past the screen. Texas beat Cleveland 7-3. Doc Holliday hit a 2-run hit a home run in that game, his second. Showed all that power in the spring. Don't tell me now Maben's hurting.
You know, that pitch before.
The pitch before, I noticed that too.
Around, he had a grimace, and there's like something happened. This is like I don't know, just a bad night.
Now there was something on the pitch before.
His hand.
Yeah, he's flexing that left hand. That's the one that had the broken bone in it. First pitch of spring.
Yep. Well,
he says he's all right. So that's a good sign, Jim. That means that he knows the pain is just lingering from the original break, you would think. That's the hope anyway.
Yeah, big swing, like that. Sometimes you'll jar it.
Matt Rankin came out, one of the assistant trainers with Brad Ausmus, and he assured both of them that he was fine. 7-3 Texas over Cleveland. So Cleveland was hot for a moment. They've fallen back a little bit. And there's Kansas City. Leading the Central by 2 games over Chicago, 2.5 over Cleveland. Unless the Tigers rally tonight, they will fall 5 back. Kobe Lewis is 5-0 after another good start today. Fastball, strike 3, split the plate.
Yeah, it looked like a beauty. Maybe that hand is a problem if he would have swung at that. What do you think?
I think it had to be on his mind.
Yeah.
9th strikeout for Cameron Maben, or for Santiago. Striking out Maben is number 9.
Well, we're seeing a good arm tonight.
Sure are.
But we're also seeing a lot of swing and misses off fastballs.
Oakland beat Minnesota, or leading Minnesota 5-3 through 6 in Oakland. Changeup misses low and away to James McCann.
Come on, James.
Joe Ross made a good start for Washington. We saw that arm. That's a good arm.
Sure is.
Philadelphia has not played well since taking the last of the 3-game series in Detroit. They've lost 5 in a row now. There's a pitch low and inside. 2-0 on McCann. 5-1 Washington beat the Phillies in Philadelphia today. Ross goes 7, 1 run on 3 hits. That's really, I think, a name to keep an eye on, don't you?
That's a good arm.
Big power arm.
Sure is.
Houston beat the Diamondbacks in Arizona. The Arizona Diamondbacks can't win at home. They're 9-20 at home.
Yikes.
With a winning record on the road.
That is very strange.
Their pitching's a big problem right now. Corbin got knocked around today. 7 runs in 3 innings. Pitch down and in, and now 3-0 on McCann. 9-4 our score here. San Francisco got a good start from Jake Peavy, who has not had a good year.
Jake Peavy still pitching.
And San Francisco has shut out Atlanta 4-0. It was Atlanta, but the way Peavy's been going, he'll take it.
Right.
There's a strike to McCann. Peavy 7 shutout innings, 1 hit, lowered his ERA to 6.30. Samardzija, Cueto,
wow.
Bumgarner all leading the way for San Francisco.
They're
And
good.
Kane has had some good starts as well. Strike 2.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Babin is done for the night. I think I saw him walk down through the exitway.
Miami beat Pittsburgh 3-1.
They did. Isn't that in Miami?
In Miami, Jose Fernandez is now 8-2 with another good start.
He's good.
Runner goes, swinging a foul out of play. Fernandez 7 shutout innings, no walks and 6 strikeouts, 8-2 with a 2.50 ERA. Garrett Cole quietly having a good year. He took the loss today for Pittsburgh. He's 5-4, but with a 2.70.
How about those two arms going
ERA?
each other?
That's a matchup
Oh,
there.
Man, that's big arms.
3-2 pitch again. Up and in. He walked him.
All right.
So walk to McCann after the walk to Upton. That's going to be the end of the night for Hector Santiago, who had cruised through 6 innings. Gave up the home runs, but a lot of quick at-bats and a lot of swings and misses.
That's a pretty good arm.
That's the end of the night. Some ups and downs, but in the end, you would think a plus after his last 2 starts.
Right.
We get a nice hand from the crowd here at 35,000 plus at Angel Stadium. He leaves the mound with a 9-4 lead in the 7th inning. Tigers down 9-4. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Cam Bedrosian is on the mound for the Angels.
Pitch change about your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. This is a good arm right here. 18 strikeouts, 16 in the 3rd, 5 walks.
Bullpen that doesn't have a lot of power arms, but really a bullpen that had lost Houston Street for a while. They've lost him for a while. He just came off the disabled list.
But that's not a big arm. That pitching ability stands out, though, doesn't it?
And you've had some up and down performances. Jose Alvarez, another ex-Tiger, has done a nice job, but his ERA is over 4. Joe Smith was filling in as the closer. His ERA over 4. So bullpen that still could use some improvement. And you always look at this arm, Jim, because we've seen him.
That's right.
I mean, this looks like it could be a breakthrough season for a young man who's held promise for a long time.
Yeah, this is a power arm.
Son of Steve Bedrosian, longtime closer, Atlanta Braves.
That's right. That's right.
1-0 pitch is a fastball, splits the plate at 96. Total of 52 innings the last 2 years with the Angels, but he debuted at 22. He's still just 24 years old. The walks were very high. The strikeout rate was above a strikeout an inning. Now he's cut the walks in half from where it was last 2 years.
Yeah, they need this arm if they're going to do anything here in the West.
They really do. There's a pitch off the plate away at 96.
Gee, what's his number?
68, Jimmy.
Reminds me of something.
Tell me.
You know as well as me, one of your favorite teams.
Got me into baseball.
I know it. There's little Danny out there.
You only have yourself to blame, Jim.
That's right. Oh, why did we do that? Out there with his clodhoppers, his dad. I love what you told me about your dad. Would not let you boo.
Would not let me boo.
Yeah, that's
I'm
class
from the anti-booing faction.
That's great. That's beautiful.
Even the other team.
The other team. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, it was Frank Howard. I was so proud that I booed him. There's a pitch inside. Dad said, "Why'd you boo him?" Well,
he's on the other side.
Was he dogging it? No. Is he a bad player? No.
There you go.
I had no answer.
That's right. Well,
he's a good hitter, and nope. You don't do that.
Bless your dad.
Never booed anybody.
No, bless your dad. That's great.
Certainly not on the home team, but
not when your dad was around anyway.
Not on the other team either. Here's the 3-1. Swinging to tap foul. The lessons you learn early in life that stick with you.
There's no question about it. Boy, your parents just play a key role in what you turn out to be.
No question.
And your mom's, you have a beautiful mom. Boy, I love to see her.
Mom took us down to those Monday night games, center field bleachers. She wasn't even a baseball fan, but she knew her boys were.
That's right. No, that's cool.
Remember Monday nights? $4 for the head of the family and 50 cents for everybody else. And Mom took us down there. Monday night baseball, 50,000 people.
Yep, Tiger Stadium.
Squeezed into the center field bleachers.
Boy.
Here's the 3-2. Up and away, and a walk. And Angels pitchers are trying to get the Tigers back into this game.
Really?
By just handing them free passes. And this is unusual. 9-4 game, 3 walks load the bases, and suddenly the Tigers have a chance to get right back in this game with Kinsler and J.D. Martinez coming up as Charles Nagy heads out to talk things over with his, well, a guy who's been at times dominating this year.
Right. Well, you know, the problem happened. You should never get to 3-2 to the 9th place hitter. I mean, that's just or even the 8th place hitter. That's a no-no.
Bedrosian strike out an inning. It's really 10 per 9 innings. 17 hits in 16 innings stands out, but if he keeps the strikeouts up, those hits you would think will fall. There's a little bit of bad luck with that many hits if you strike out a batter an inning. Kinsler at the plate. First pitch. Breaking ball outside. Ball 1.
First breaking ball he's thrown, which makes sense. If you can't get the fastball over, you need to go to another pitch, maybe for one pitch, then come back to your number 1.
Salas has started to throw. That's Fernando Salas throwing. Here's the 1-0. Curveball low and outside. 2-0 on Kinsler. As we said, the big improvement for Bedrosian. He's cut his walk rate in half from the last 2 years.
Well, you would think Ian's going to be setting on that number 1 pitch, that fastball. If he throws another breaking ball, that'd surprise everybody.
Upton the runner at third. McCann at second. Iglesias at first. 2 guys who don't walk much. McCann and Iglesias have walked to load the bases. Tigers down 5. Couple of big hits, and this could be a very different looking game. Here's the 2-0. Check swing and a tap. Little tapper. Fastball running in at 96.
Don't see that type of swing with. We've seen it a few times this year, but not in key situations. Look like the old cricket swing.
Boy, Jim, that's 96 darting into a right-handed batter.
That's his number 1 pitch, and there's no reason to go to try the breaking ball.
Tigers down 5. Bases loaded. 2 outs, 7th inning. J.D. Martinez has a home run tonight. He's waiting on deck. Ian is 1 for 3. Line drive single his last time up. Bedrosian taking a long time. Now he sets, holds a glove at the letters. 3-1 or the 2-1 is a strike at the knees. Perfect pitch. Nothing you could do with that.
No,
down and away.
That 96 was late action.
I mean, that's just perfect. Probably a little low, but
no, perfect pitch.
Yep.
Catcher didn't have to try to frame it. It was pretty too obvious.
Outfield deep all around on Ian. Waiting on the 2-2 from Bedrosian. On the way. Swinging a foul off the mask of the catcher, Perez. Right back to the screen. Just deflected off the mats. Still 2-2. Ian came in hitting .313. Tigers have hit 3 home runs tonight. Cabrera in the first. Upton in the second. J.D. Martinez in the 6th inning. Bedrosian is not allowed a home run this year.
Well, from a catcher's standpoint, you want your pitcher to challenge him here. You don't want to go to 3-2. The bases loaded. Always favor to the hitter if you get to 3-2.
Kinsler midway in that right-handed batter's box, close to the plate with an upright stance. Waiting on the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a foul. Great job to waste a 95-mile-an-hour fastball away.
Boy, terrific
Probably
job.
off the plate, but he just protected the plate. Got a piece of it. Bedrosian is a very deliberate worker. My goodness.
Yeah,
Stares down at his shoe tops. Then he looks up, gets the sign from his catcher. Then he sets. The 2-2. Outside.
Wow.
Slider away. 7th pitch is ball 3. Tigers have not been good with the bases loaded this year, and that's a surprise. This team has a lot of pretty decent numbers offensively. To see a team hitting 190 in base-loaded situations. The league average is closer to 300 year in and year out. And that would suggest the Tigers are overdue for a big hit in this situation. You love having Kinsler at the plate.
And this isn't a fastball. Everyone would be surprised.
Perez out for a quick word. Runners will be off with the pitch. Big moment if the Tigers hope to get back in this game. Bedrosian sets. 3-2 runners go. Swinging a fly ball left field down the line and deep. On the run is the left fielder Ortega, but he won't get it. It's gone, a home run. Grand slam home run for Ian Kinsler, and the Tigers are within 9-8.
How about it, folks? How about it? Grand slam by Ian. Went to a full count. As I said, always favored to the hitter because you've got to be challenged. He was. Just got it in down the left field line in the first row, but that's far enough. A Fago home run to party pop for over 100 years. Man, I was floored all the breaking balls he tried to throw when he's a fastball pitcher. But all 3 walks came home to score thanks to Ian.
How about that?
Fago home run to party pop for over 100 years.
Grand slam home run is 11th of the year. The Tigers are down 9-2. It's now 9-8. Angels going to their bullpen. Tigers have come from 7 runs down to make it a 1-run game, trailing 9-8. And another right-hander, Fernando Salas, takes over on the mound.
Shane Fletcher, Neighborhood Michigan 4 dealers. 24th appearance for this right-hander. 21 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 24 in the third. Only 17 hits, 2 home runs.
First pitch up and in on J.D. Low 90s fastball. Been around for a while with St. Louis. 3rd year with the Angels. How about Ian Kinsler? Got the fastball and he didn't miss it.
No, he had to bring his hands in to get the good part of the bat on the ball, and he did.
That's impressive.
Well, he is impressive. Every day, Ian.
Pitch for a strike to make it 1-1 on J.D. Martinez.
But you ask for, when you go 3-2 with the bases loaded, you're asking for trouble.
Now swinging a foul, fastball boring in, and he hit it off his front foot. 1-2 on J.D. 2-run home run last inning was his 11th, so Kinsler with 11. J.D. with 11. Cabrera with 12. Castellanos with 10. Boy, it's just good to see the home run power.
Yeah, he just hit it just where he needed to hit it.
Right in the corner. 1-2, swinging a foul past the screen to our right. We're perched above home plate just to the third base side. This is a supreme strike thrower. Again, it's not a big power arm, but consistently a strikeout an inning throughout his career. There's a swing and a foul to the screen again. Slider hung up just a little bit. J.D. stayed on it long enough to foul it back to the screen.
Well, you really look at that missed pop-up. The last time J.D. was up, then he hit the home run. They called it a no play, but I don't know how you call that a no play.
The 1-2, swinging a ground ball foul. Boy, off speed and inner half of the plate. Jimmy throws a changeup, and I guess that is the speed of his changeup, but that's not much of a separation, is it?
No,
91 with the fastball, 86 with the changeup is his average changeup.
It's almost like he's backing off the fastball.
From the stretch, first base side of the rubber. The 1-2 again, swinging a foul out of play.
Mm-hmm. How many pitches is that?
That's 7.
Okay, getting there. So he's reading the pitches.
Outfield plays J.D. to go the opposite way. That means Ortega in left shifts toward the gap. Mike Trout shades toward right center. Calhoun to the line. 1-2 up and in. Fastball has J.D. leaning out of the way. The 8th pitch of the at bat is ball 2. Miguel Cabrera is waiting on deck. Tigers down a run. They've scored 6 runs the last 2 innings to make this a game. 2-2, line drive right to shortstop. He went down and got the slider, and he drilled it right to the shortstop Pennington.
He read it.
Good swing. It's out number 3. 3 walks and a grand slam, and the Tigers are right back in this game. 7th inning stretch time in Anaheim. 9-8. Angels with the lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. One defensive change for the Tigers. Cameron Maybin, who's bothered by soreness in his left hand during the at-bat, is out of the game, and Andrew Romine takes over in center field. Alex Wilson still on the mound. And we've got a ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-8. Angels' 7-run lead has been trimmed to 1. Alex Wilson's job is to hold it right there. He delivers strike 1 to Jeffrey Marte. The ex-Tiger is 3 for 3 tonight with one of the 3 Angels home runs. The Tigers have hit 4 home runs tonight. 7 home runs combined.
That's not very unusual in this ballpark.
I think you've got to go back a long way to find the last time that happened. There's a pitch up and in on Marte, has him jumping back out of the way.
Defensive change for Detroit. New center fielder is number 17, Andrew Romine.
4 home runs tonight equals the Tigers' total in their last 12 games in this ballpark. Line drive, base hit down the right field line. How about that? He swung late, drilled it down the line. That might be 3 for Marte. He's going to hold at second as J.D. Martinez gets it in. He just made a heck of a throw to third. Marte, though, is 4 for 4 tonight.
He likes it up here at the tall buildings. Man, that ball got thrown right down the center of the plate. I think he just swung late. He didn't try to go that way. I think he just swung late at a pitch that was hittable. JD had a long way to go to get it in.
And that's one thing we didn't say about Alex Wilson very often last year, hittable. And
right.
He's just been, it stands out this year, he has been more hittable than we saw almost the entire year last year.
Right.
70 innings of work in 59 games. It was a heavy workload. And he just, I don't think he's felt quite the same.
He's had that injury in the spring.
In the spring,
yeah.
He hasn't felt quite the same all year. There's a pitch outside. He started out strong, but he was giving up some hits. And now you look at his last 7 innings of work, plus 1 inning tonight. He's worked 8 total innings and given up 17 hits in those 8 innings, including tonight.
Boy, oof.
And that's not Alex Wilson. 1-0 fastball misses the mark low and away. Just critical heading into this part of the order to put up a 0 in this half inning after your team has just gotten a huge lift from Ian Kinsler with a grand slam home run to make it a 9-8 game. The Angels pitchers got the Tigers right back into it with 3 walks to load the bases. 3-2 pitch. Ian Kinsler tucked it inside the foul pole down the line and left. 2-0 pitch is up and away. 3-0 on Ortega. This is Rafael Ortega, not a threat at the plate. 0 for 3 tonight.
Ryan throwing in the pen. The lefty.
Ortega came in hitting .255. He has not gotten in on the fun. He's the only Angels batter not to reach tonight. You have to pitch to this guy and make sure that he doesn't get a free pass. 3-0 pitch is a strike on the outside part of the outside corner. 3-1.
Good call.
Sanchez started, gave up 6 runs on 8 hits in 3 innings. Saupold gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in 2 innings left with what appeared to be a groin injury. Wilson took over, gave up a single, then got 3 quick outs in the space of 2 batters. 3-1 pitch, swinging a slicing drive foul into the seats down the left field line. 3-2 on Rafael Ortega, left-handed batter against the righty Alex Wilson.
Boy, even in the game last night and then tonight too, his swings, he doesn't have what you call a quick bat. It's almost like defensive swings. This guy you got to powder and get rid of him.
2 singles, a double, and a home run for Marte. He's at second base, leading off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 15 hit attack for the Angels. The Tigers have scored 8 runs on 6 hits. They have not left anybody on base. Swing and a miss. He got him with Slider down and in.
Got perfect pitch. Now that's the old slider right there.
We don't see that very often, Jim. 8
No.
runs on 6 hits and no men left on base for the Tigers tonight.
That is amazing. Well, they made the best of their 6 hits. A lot of help from the pitching staff of the Angels.
What a strange final line for Hector Santiago. And again, the
Yes.
inconsistency is probably driving Angels a little bit crazy. 6 2/3 innings, 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts, and a lot of swings and misses.
A lot of swings on the fastball. That's right.
Big strikeout for Alex Wilson. Bounced back after falling behind 3-0. Now James McCann wants to go out to have a quick word with Alex.
Good job. You know, I like that.
Afternoon game wraps up this series tomorrow. Michael Fulmer coming off 2 starts totaling a little over 14 innings. What is it? 14 1/3 and 7 hits.
He's been sensational. No reason why he wouldn't be tomorrow, especially that time of night when this game is going to start.
4 o'clock start here, so the shadows will start to play in probably early in the game.
I think so.
Last night a 6 o'clock start. They were shining. The sun was shining in deep center field. 4 o'clock start could be interesting. Now a bunt down the third base line. It's a good one. Wilson will pick up, throw, and no chance
Oh,
to get Cliff Pennington.
boy. I'm trying to figure out why he even threw the ball. That's the catcher's call right there. If James probably was yelling, well, apparently he threw. Maybe he was yelling, hold it or throw it. I'm not sure which, but there was no play whatsoever. Kelly went even on the bag.
So runners at the corners. And it looked like Pennington was favoring a hamstring as he went across the bag. I thought so. And trainer just now coming out for the Angels. He's shaking out that left leg, but he went over that bag gingerly. You could tell it wasn't right. The trainer's coming out to talk to him, and Brad Ausmus is going out to talk with his entire infield. You figure the Angels might, if Pennington's right, wouldn't be a surprise to see them try something with runners at the corners.
Well, he's done. Huh?
Yeah, he's coming out. Tigers got beat on the play on the homestand.
That's
Runners
right.
at first and third. Throw down to second base was off the mark, and there was no chance to get that runner coming home from third. And Marte is not a speedster, but he runs well. So it won't be a surprise to see the Angels try something here. A pinch runner comes into the game. That's Giavitella, the very popular Johnny Giavitella.
Yeah, so much for his off night, huh?
That's right.
Boy, another infielder injured for the Angels.
So you got to believe that's what the discussion was about. With the entire infield, runners at the corners, 1 out, 7th inning, 9-8 game.
Big run at third base to keep there at third.
Sure is. Alex Wilson does a good job paying attention to runners, slowing the running game. Carlos Perez at the plate. He delivered a successful sacrifice in the game last night. Something else to watch for here. They tried the safety squeeze last night. Didn't work. There's a pitch a little bit low, ball 1.
Yeah, and knowing the manager, he's pretty crafty what he did last night. Who knows what to do now, because this is a double play candidate also.
Giavitella getting loose. He didn't have much time to get loose. He didn't think he was coming into this game at this particular moment. Perez grounded into 2 double plays. He's had limited at bats. Hits a lot of balls in the air. Wilson flips over to first. Giavitella's not a base stealing threat, and he had a very short, cautious lead. Goes back to the head first slide. Gary DiSarcina, the first base coach, having a quick word with Giavitella before he takes his lead. Ron Renicky whispering in the right ear of Jeffrey Marte as he takes his lead off third. Wheels are in motion. Will the Angels try anything here? The 1-0 pitch. Line drive caught by Kinsler. Throws back to first. Inning-ending double play. How about that? Perez squared it up and he lined it right to Ian Kinsler, and Giovitello was easy pickings at first.
Good pitch, number one. That ball wasn't hit all that hard, but Ian was there. Quick throw to first, double play donation to Jack's Place for Autism, donated by Super Buick GMC.
Ian Kinsler's doing it all right now. We played 7. Angels with a 9-8 lead on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. By Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, put in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. 9-8 Angels. Boy, that was big, that ending double play.
Tell you.
Angels score a run there. A bit of a deflator. There's a strike to Miguel Cabrera leading off the 8th inning. Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos against Fernando Salas in his 2nd inning of work. Changeup misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball, slider, and changeup for Salas. Low 90s fastball.
The way the ball's traveling tonight. If you're an Angel fan, you got to be worried right here with the big guns coming up.
This is a pitcher who will give up home runs. Only a couple so far this year. 8 last year. Swing and a miss. 90-mile-an-hour fastball above the belt. He does get a high percentage of swings and misses.
That tells you he's got some late action on that fastball, especially.
Gregorio Petit moves from second over to short. Giovitello stays in the game. He's at second base, shaded up the middle. 1-2. Slider off the plate away. I think it's been a very consistent strike zone from Brian Knight tonight, don't you, Jim?
Yeah, because there hasn't been any complaints or giving the body language to the umpire.
Fernando Salas, a right-hander from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. 2-2. Ground ball hit hard to third. Marte down to Anita, fielded across the diamond to Pujols. Pulled him off the bag. Pujols, though, just tags Miguel as he goes by. 1 up, 1 down, 8th inning.
Remind everybody that the White Sox will be in Motown Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then Saturday is the 22nd annual Negro Leagues tribute game. First 10,000 fans receive a Negro Leagues tribute game hat brought to you by Comerica Bank. Ticket information, as always, visit Tigers.com or 866-66-TIGER.
Comerica customers can enjoy a VIP experience at Tigers home games this year. To get the details, go online at Comerica.com/yourpark. Victor Martinez facing Salas in the first pitch, off speed for strike 1. Victor's 0 for 3 tonight, came in hitting .345. Xander Bogaerts is leading the American League. I see Mookie Betts is heating up. I mean, who's not hot in that lineup?
Well, the Red Sox.
Bogaerts hitting .354 going into play today. Betts hit his 3rd home run in as many games today. He'd really been kind of the he'd been the trailer so far. He'd not been hitting like everybody expected him to, but now he's heating up. So with what Jackie Bradley's doing, it's an embarrassment of riches for the Boston Red Sox and manager John Farrell.
To root for the way with that offense.
They just might outscore people all year. They did get Rodriguez back today, I noticed, Jim. 6 solid innings, his first start of the year. Eduardo Rodriguez. High fly ball, man. He hit it a mile, but it's going to go well foul down the line, just about home run distance. Remember, it's 330 down the line, each line, and then it curves out right away. Where Ian hit his home run was just to the right of the foul pole in the first row.
It was. It just made, if the left fielder could have gotten over there in time, he could have caught the ball. But that's how neat Ian is. He's tricky.
He was pretty fired up crossing home plate, wasn't he? You could just see him yelling to his teammates, "Let's go, let's go." Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul off of the catcher, Perez.
Well, you want to get some runs here because they have a very good closer.
Guy the Tigers just have not been able to get through.
Crafty closer.
Through the years, Houston Street, they just have not been able to get through to him. They've not been able to touch him for any runs.
Pitching ability stands out.
Sure does. The 1-2, swing and a shot over by the Tigers dugout, which is on the first base side here at Angel Stadium.
A lot of folks have left at work night. What they have tonight? 35?
35,000.
125, something like that.
that what it was? Because I lost my little sheet of paper here. There it is, 125.
See that? I have an unbelievable memory.
Looking down at your scorebook, it's incredible.
Yes, I can read too.
Here's the 1-2. High fly ball right field. Way back in right. Calhoun's looking up, and that ball is gone. A home run. Victor Martinez has brought the Tigers all the way back from a 9-2 deficit. They have tied it at 9 here in the 8th.
Well, look, it's really Ian Kinsler. He got them back in this ball game. Then you knew, with the big thunder coming up, one swing of the bat, this could be a different ball game. Momentum has definitely gone over the Tigers' dugout. Big home run to party pop for over 100 years. Boy, you just don't see home runs go out of this place like we've seen tonight, man. This is something.
It's been a long, long time since we've seen the ball leave the ballpark like this. 5 home runs for the Tigers. That's incredible.
With, Favorite, also the 3 walks in that inning were a big help to the Tigers.
Castellanos swings and fouls it out of play.
Just feel that momentum.
5 home runs tonight. 5 home runs in the last 14 games here. I mean, that's how you break out of a funk in a particular ballpark. There's a fly ball to left field off the bat of Castellanos. This one is deep. Ortega back. Leaps. It's off his glove. Kicks back toward left field, and Castellanos will cruise into second. He almost went deep. And Ortega almost made a great play. At the same time, it's a double for Castellanos, and he represents a go-ahead run at second base.
That's the swing we haven't seen for in this ball game anyway, because he had struck out 3 times, but getting the barrel of the bat on the ball. Ortega's mad at himself because he was there to make the play, and then it just bounced out of his glove. Never got in to stay in his glove. But another solid swing. This is, again, these are the big guys. Yeah, he was there, and he jumped, and he jumped actually before he was even at the wall.
1 out, man on second. 9-9 game. It was 9-2 Angels going to the top of the 6th inning. J.D. Martinez got the comeback started with a 2-run home run. There's a swing and a foul to the screen. Boy, you just keep going back to the 7th inning.
Oh, man.
Strikeout of Castellanos. Upton on a 3-2 walk. Maben took a called third. McCann, who doesn't walk much,
that's right.
3 walks all year, walked on a 3-2. Iglesias walked on a 3-2. And then Kinsler on a 3-2.
Yeah, I mean,
hit the grand slam.
Yeah, that's right.
The strike 1 to Upton. Fastball above the belt for a called strike, 0-2.
But those base on balls, boy, when you're leading late in the game, how many times we said they are killers? And they sure were tonight.
Giavotella hanging in the neighborhood, trying to shorten the lead of Castellanos. 9-9 game in the 8th. Fastball outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Home run for Upton in the 2nd inning was his 3rd. Struck out swinging on a fastball in the 5th. Drew the walk that started the rally in the 7th. The 1-2. Swing and a fly ball softly into center field. Trout comes in toward right center to make the catch. Castellanos has to hold at second. He's there with 2 outs now. And that brings up the hometown kid, Andrew Romine.
No, that was a good pitch. Tied up the big swing of Upton.
Andrew just into the game.
Oz will be a hero in front of his hometown folks.
Family here in full force yesterday. Had a solid ground ball single.
That was the first hit, wasn't off of
it was
the scene? Yeah.
18th batter of the game. It was a pitch a little bit low. Found out after the game, Jim, we talked about it had been since 91 since the first 30 batters of a game had been recorded by both pitchers.
Yeah.
In other words, 5 perfect innings for both pitchers, and that's the only time that's ever happened in history. So that was the record.
So it was the record. Oh.
It was the record. There's a swing and a miss.
They were wrong last night. They said it was 3 short, didn't they?
Well, it was 3 short because Justin gave up the hit in the bottom. I'm saying if it had gone to 30.
Right.
30 was the record. That's only been done once in history, and we were that close.
Boy,
a flare single to right.
It was something. C.J. Crone.
30 of 31 retired. 1-1, swing and a foul. He's staying up with the fastball. And right now, Andrew Romine looks like he's really fighting just to get a piece of it. Castellanos at second. Tigers have 9 runs on 8 hits. They've not left a man on tonight.
that's
Everybody has scored, so keep the record perfect. Bring them home. The 1-2 up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 9-9 tie in the 8th inning. 5 home runs for the Tigers.
You go back to that missed pop-up in foul territory. Pitch or two later, a 2-run home run by J.D.
The 2-2. Swinging a line drive. Foul down the left field line. Good swing. A little bit late.
I'll tell you, I can't believe how people try to put their hands up to catch those babies. Wow. Because they don't catch them.
A sizzler like that? Yikes.
See you later.
Now Romine waiting on another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Change up away. Got him.
Yep.
Tigers tied up on the Victor Martinez home run. The Tigers' 5th home run of the night. A first here in Anaheim. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. New game, 9-9. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. 9-9 tie. 9-9 tie in Anaheim. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, let's pause right now for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network. Justin Wilson is the new pitcher in a 9-9 game, trying to keep it tied here in the bottom of the 8th.
Pitch change brought to your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Visit Brighton Ford, think Ford first. Well, this is a power arm, as you know. You look at his last inning in the 3rd, 3 strikeouts. Of course, that was in Oakland.
There's a strike on the outside corner to Petit. Starts him off with a fastball away.
28 strikeouts in 19 2/3, only 4 walks.
This ERA is still over 4. It's going down because it's just been impressive. The consistency, throwing strikes. He's cut his walk rate again this year while keeping a very high strikeout rate. You look at his last 6 appearances, Jim. 5 2/3 innings, 12 strikeouts.
Right.
He's been racking up multiple strikeouts, 1 inning at a time, almost every outing. Gregorio Petit at the plate. The 0-2. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Fastball up and away. Dispatches him on 3 pitches to start the bottom of the 8th.
That was easy. He looks lost at the plate. What was it? He tried to bunt, couldn't bunt, then he threw the bat at the ball, and like it was a hit and run. The bat went further than any ball he hit.
So apparently that glove is not enough to make up for the reason he has not played apparently at the major league level.
There you go. I think you're right on it.
But still, the glove is darn good.
Oh, yes, it is.
Wilson's walk rate 4.5 2 years ago with with Pittsburgh, 3 with the Yankees, and this year under 2. There's a swing and a tap foul, and those are impressive gains in back-to-back seasons. While the strikeouts have jumped from 9.5 to over 12.5 per 9 innings. 20 innings of work so far for Justin Wilson. Big arm. It's the power arm we were expecting out of the bullpen.
That's right.
A few bumps along the way, surprisingly hittable by lefties for a brief moment. But now this is the pitcher that we've been expecting all along. He's dominating right now. Slider down and away. Calhoun, a lefty at the plate, checked his swing, but not in time. 0-2.
Yeah, that was the 91 mile an hour slider there.
Outfield straight up it and left. Again, Romine in from Maben in center. We've not gotten an update, but again, he was shaking that left hand, which had been the one where the broken bones were. Fastball up and away. McCann holds it an extra beat. Doesn't change the mind of Brian Knight. Calhoun's been on 4 times tonight with 3 hits and a walk and has scored 3 runs. Marte, the ex-Tiger's been on 4 times with 4 hits plus a home run. Trout has been on 4 times. He's waiting in the on-deck circle. Angels did all their runs scoring early. The Tigers have done their runs scoring late. Fastball low and outside. 2 in the first for the Angels, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. And this was a blowout. It was 9-2 Angels at that point. Tigers scored 2 in the sixth, 4 in the seventh, and 1 in the eighth. We're in the bottom of the eighth inning in a 9-9 game. First time in this ballpark's history that the Tigers have hit 5 home runs in one game.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball hit hard to second. Kinzer down to Anita Fielder. He'll flip to Cabrera. 2 up and 2 down here in the eighth inning. 9-9 our score.
Well, make them hit it. Don't walk them. And that's what happened when the Tigers are back in the game. 3 walks when you have a big lead.
Amazing.
Mike Sosa's got to be going bananas over that. I still can't get over Pedrocia doing all those breaky balls. Man.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority. The Detroit Tigers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Mike Trout at the plate. 2 walks, 2 hits, including a 3-run home run. He takes a strike fastball at 98.
Close enough.
On the outside part of the outside
That's
corner.
Right. Terrific call.
It was a rough night for Anibal Sanchez. A decision is going to have to be made on what his future is. The Tigers haven't given him any indication, but it's just you have that feeling, Jim, that, boy, how much longer can you go with a guy struggling this mightily? And it's a mighty struggle.
It is. It's,
for a healthy, we think, I mean, he says he's healthy. I don't have any reason to doubt that, but
something's wrong.
Something's not quite right. Like you said, it looks like he's thinking on the mound. I mean, the mechanics are not smooth. He's not just letting the ball fly. Trout waiting in the 1-1. Fastball up at 96, 2-1. Wilson not happy with himself. He's going to take a little walk to the grass behind the mound.
This is where you trust your stuff. One of the best players in the game.
Home run for Trout was his 12th of the year. 3-run home run back in the second with 2 outs. The 2-1. Swinging a foul to the screen. Fastball low and away. Took a little bit off it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just a feeling he was not going to come in or half of the plate. If he was going to hurt you, he's going to have to hit a pitch away.
Nine runs and 16 hits for the Angels. 9 runs, 8 hits for the Tigers. Trout waiting on the 2-2. Fastball up and away. Lays off at 98. And it's now 3-2 on Trout with Pujols waiting on deck. Kinsler shades up the middle at second. The outfield plays Trout to pull. Romine shades toward left center. Now Trout asks and gets time from the home plate umpire Brian Knight. Tigers trying to even up this series at a game apiece. Make tomorrow a rubber game before they go home for 7. Wilson ready. 3-2. And swinging a broken back ground ball up the middle. Fielded by Iglesias. 360 spin. Throws. Got him. What a play.
What a play and what a pitch. Man.
Shattered his bat, and Iglesias had to hustle to get the speedy Trout, and the 360 spin. He let it fly out of the spin and gets Trout by inches at first. Tigers bat in the 9th after 8. We're tied at 9 on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network. 35,125 for Game 2, a wild Game 2 of this 3-game series. Attendance brought to you by Fraser Forklifts. You're home for commercial and industrial equipment. We're in the 9th inning, and the Tigers and Angels are tied at 9. 9th inning brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. When it's time, go to Comerica. Houston Street, the closer for the Angels, takes over in this tie game in the top of the 9th.
Good to change about your neighborhood Michigan Ford dealers. Only 7 2/3 before he went and disabled us. 4 hits, 1 run, 1 home run, couple walks, 4 strikeouts, and 5 saves. This guy can pitch. He's a pitcher. He's not a thrower by any means, but he is a pitcher. Gets a lot of off-balance swings.
With one notable exception, the Tigers have never had much success against Houston Street. A bunt, but it's right out in front of home plate. Not a bad idea, but McCann didn't get it far enough away from home plate. Perez pounced on it and throws out McCann at first, trying to bunt his way on to start the 9th inning.
Yeah, that was a good idea. He just had to, push it about 10 feet further, go down the right, preferably down the right field foul line.
Tigers haven't seen Street much in recent years. They actually saw him for 5 innings of work last year. He piled up 5 saves. And the Angels' dominance of the season series, they had 6 wins. Jose Iglesias takes a strike.
Knows how to pitch. Good movement. Throws that changeup, a little slider.
Make a ball one on Iglesias. The 1-0. He shows bunt. Pulls the bat back. Third baseman Marte is deep. See if that brings him in a little bit. Breaking ball low and outside. 2-0. 9-9 tie in the 9th. Marte will stay even the base at third. Pujols even the base at first. The 2-0 to Iglesias. Back up breaking ball in the inside corner for a called strike to make it 2-1. Home runs have accounted for every Tigers run in this game.
That's a remarkable stat, really is, in this ballpark.
The 2-1. Bunt down the third base line is going to go foul. Boy, not a bad attempt. Marte came in. It was bunted so hard he ran by it, and it hugged the line for a while, and he quickly chased it down to make sure it didn't come back fair.
Everybody was screaming, knocked it foul. And while it's foul, don't let it come back in. If it has a certain type of rotation on it, it's a chance it could come back on the line.
Not too often you see a bunt go right by a guy who's charging.
No, that's right. You got good wood on that baby.
2 balls and 2 strikes, but you'd like to see both.
Absolutely.
Try to bunt their way on. Tigers just need that one base runner. Get something started against Houston Street. Base runners are at a premium with Houston Street on the mound against the Tigers. They just haven't been able to generate any traffic on the base paths. And they've scored just 2 runs in 11 innings the last 4 years. Swinging a foul out of play down the right field line. But the way the bats are booming tonight, you just never know.
Well,
this is not your normal night in Anaheim.
Right. Well, this guy might hit one out. Well, anyway.
He hit one off Max Scherzer, Jim.
Well, that'll be one of the great questions as time goes by. Who hit the 2 home runs against Max Scherzer when he struck out 20? Now, let me think. Well, Miguel Cabrera and J.D., right?
Here's the 2-2. Swinging a pop foul out of play. That was a breaking ball. That was at the letters. Kind of what we were talking about earlier, Jim, that, I mean, he knows he can drop that ball in sometimes for a hit or the ball down by his ankles off the plate. But right now, the way he's going, he stays in the strike zone a little bit better. That batting average will start to climb.
And look at Trout. I can't believe how deep Trout is.
It's very deep for a guy who doesn't hit many extra bases or hit many for extra bases. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a pop-up. Shallow right field. Giovatello behind Pujols will make the catch moving toward the right field line in shallow right field. 2 up, 2 down. And that leaves it up to the hero of the night, Ian Kinsler.
Oh, he sure was. Boy, that 3-2 pitch up in his wheelhouse after 3 walks. Boy.
He needed a big hit, and man, did he deliver. And he was fired up crossing home plate. He's trying to single-handedly deliver this win tonight.
That got not only go to the first row. It looked like it nipped the top of the fence and then went in the first row.
First career grand slam. How about that?
That is?
Yep.
That's hard to believe.
There's a pitch low and outside. First career grand slam in total of 108 at-bats with the bases loaded for Ian. Great time for it. Victor Martinez hit a home run last inning to tie it. Here's the 1-0. 88-mile-an-hour fastball. That's about where he is for a called strike.
Yeah, and he normally keeps the ball down with very good precision. Always has something that's moving, changing speeds.
What an impressive career. Great consistency year to year for Houston Street. The 1-0. Check swing went too far. No, appeal down to first on the changeup. Ian held up. Todd Titchener says he did not go on the appeal.
Well, if they're not right all the time, it's pretty close to being right all the time. They may have gotten a break there.
Might have. A rare occasion.
But that's okay. If it's for the Tigers, it's all right.
Now the 2-1. Swinging a soft little tapper out to the mound. Street will field and flip down to first. A little bit wide, but Pujols backhands it. Kinsler is out. The Tigers go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the ninth in Anaheim in a 9-9 game. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball. The ninth inning, 9-9 game. Crest Ford Lincoln wants to thank fans for their continued support this season. Thanks for listening to the Tigers Radio Network and for your support of Michigan-based companies such as Crest Ford Lincoln. Mark Lowe takes over on the mound in a 9-9 game, bottom of the ninth.
Could you change about your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers? There's a bright and Ford thing for it first. Well, as you know, he's been working hard to get that fastball and slider where it needs to be. Last time out, 1 inning, couple hits in Oakland, but he says he's getting there. You know, the velocity's up sometimes it's not up, but it's kind of in right now. Not sure how he's going to throw the ball.
Pujols at the plate. First pitch, 93-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate away.
Remember, when he's right, that fastball was outstanding, and the slider was a swing and miss slider. You need that arm speed to have a swing and miss slider, though.
Not many outings, even as the fastball velocity has climbed, Jim, where he's not given up at least a hit.
Right.
Or walked a couple of batters. Pujols takes a pitch low and away, and it's 2-0. There just haven't been those clean outings that you look for from Mark Lowe. The strikeouts have definitely started to trend in the right direction after a very slow start. And as you said, the fastball velocity is still hit and miss. And we track that because his success in his career has been directly tied to a good fastball.
That's right.
Fastball low and away at 92, misses. 3-0 on Pujols.
Well, and he knows. Look, at this is again, walks late in the game, walks extra, bottom of the ninth, and so. I think he'd be swinging. I could be wrong, but.
McCann setting up low and away. 3-0 pitch. Grabbed a lot of the plate.
Wow.
Sinking fastball broke back over the plate for a called strike.
That's a very nice call. The ball had that good movement that we talk about, and it was a heck of a pitch.
3 infielders on the left side for Pujols. The outfield deep all around. Upton, Romine, and Martinez. And they play him to pull in the outfield as well. Kinsler onto the outfield grass in the overshift. This is pitch low and away. And a walk to Pujols to start the ninth inning.
I'm just trying to think, do they have players to pitch run for him? Yes, they do. Here comes
right
somebody.
Away. Shane Robinson, and he is a speedster. You've got to pay attention to Shane Robinson over at first. He'll flat out steal a base.
He looks like a speedster because you can't see him because Miguel is just looking down at him.
Does not have a steal this year, but we've seen him before. St. Louis, most recently Minnesota last year. He can fly. Very much a reserve role this year for Shane Robinson. First pitch from Mark Lowe to C.J. Crone. Low and outside, ball one.
I just wonder if you wouldn't do something here. I know he's the cleanup hitter, but you have that speedster on first, and Crone is he's a double play candidate. Mike Scioscia pulled some strings last night that worked for him.
Sure won't be a surprise. Mark Lowe does a good job paying attention to the running game. He is not allowed to steal this year. Won last year. There's a swinging a line foul softly off the end of the bat on a slider away. 1-1 on C.J. Crone. 2-run home run in the first. Sacrifice fly in the fourth inning. He's had 2 good swings tonight. He has not had a good season at the plate for the Angels. They're looking for a little more power from this bat. He'd only hit 3 coming into the game tonight.
Yeah.
It was a 244 batting average, but kind of a weak 244. Lowe will flip over to first. It's a very short, cautious lead for Robinson at first. Crone's contact hitter, doesn't walk a whole lot, doesn't strike out a whole lot. Not only few home runs, but very few doubles too. Only 6 doubles on the season for C.J. Cron. The 1-1. Fly ball left field, way back and gone.
Are you kidding me?
An absolute no-doubter to left. C.J. Cron's second home run of the game. He had 3 for the season coming in, and the Angels walk it off here in Anaheim. Tigers had rallied from 7 runs down to tie it with home run power. The Angels win it on a walk-off by Cron with another home run.
Can't make this up.
Final score at Angel Stadium, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 11, the Tigers 9. Well, it's a tough night in Anaheim on a night when the Tigers are down 7, rallied to tie it on home run power, finally broke through, scoring runs in this ballpark, and in the end, a bullpen that has had a very tough time protecting leads and showing consistency this year. Another home run allowed by a Tigers reliever ends up being a walk-off home run, and the Angels win it 11-9. Tigers have now lost their last 4 after starting this road trip with a win in Oakland. They have lost now their last 4. They've given up a lot of runs in the process. Stat of the game brought to you by Dunham Sports. Big names, lower prices, delivering value since 1937. And Jim, I'm not sure which number to pick out of this game, but certainly Anibal Sanchez's final line stands out. But I'll pick the number 5 because he gave up 6. The Tigers came back, supported the relievers with runs, but the relievers could not do the job again tonight and gave up 5 runs after Sanchez had given up 6 early.
It just seemed, well, first of all, Sanchez definitely has some problems. We don't know if it's an injury or what, but just mentally, he just looks like he just doesn't have the confidence out there in the mound. But, to see the Tigers fight back and then the problems with the bullpen. I've talked about this with you before, Dan. I look at there are different departments of this ball club, pitching department, the defense, the hitting department. Every night there's something that just doesn't seem to click. And tonight, of course, it was starting pitching and also the last pitcher in the ball game. Because when you look at what the Wilsons did after that, they did a good job, but just Mark Lowe was just fighting it with the action on his pitches. That was a hanging slider, and everybody knew it was out the minute he hit it.
To a guy who's not hit, as we said, with power this season, just 6 doubles and 3 home runs for C.J. Cron. 150 at-bats coming into this game tonight, and he had 2 home runs, and he crushed both of them.
Yes, there were no doubters.
And it's been a problem for the Tigers of late. And boy, Jim, you think on a night when you score 9 in Anaheim and you rally from 7 down, this is a bit of a crushing blow. And it just doesn't seem, we've seen this all year. A night when one piece fits, another piece doesn't fit. Starting pitching, relief pitching, or the offense.
I call it different departments of a ball club.
Now,
the way in that one inning where the Tigers got back in the game with the grand slam, 3 walks given they tried to help the Tigers, the Angels. And, of course, that big grand slam by Ian. And then, of course, Martinez hits the home run. And you're tied up. You're feeling good. But then one swing of the bat and your dobbers are down. I mean, it just happens too much. The arms in the bullpen with the problems, the starters, you name it. And you're not going to go very far if you don't have pitching, starting, and pen work.
And right now, the Tigers just don't have enough of either.
No, they don't.
Stat of the game brought to you by Dunham Sports. Big names, lower prices, delivering value since 1937. Our big hit of the game is brought to you by McDonald's. Try fresh baked carrot muffin for $1 when you purchase a McCafe beverage. I don't know when we saw it. Well, we've probably never seen it. 9 home runs in this ballpark in one game. That's what we saw tonight. And the biggest, obviously, before that Cron home run, the Kinsler and Martinez home runs. Victor's tied it. Ian's was a grand slam, the first of his career, but the big hit, C.J. Cron, his second 2-run home run of the game. He had 3 home runs for the year coming in, and the Angels walk off 11-9 winners over the Tigers.
That's a cruncher, boy. Whoa.
Tigers fall to 24-27 now with the loss. The Angels are 24-28. Stay with us. More postgame after this on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.